In this episode of the Out Here Winging It podcast, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Lyssa Scott. I met her at a CCV event, Clear, Calculated, and Vicious. It is a group that Rob Bailey started. Rob also started Flag Nor Fail. I wear quite a few of his things. Cool brand. Anyways, Lyssa has been hired by Rob to come scale his online group. When I met Lyssa, I knew she was cool, right? Followed her on Instagram, like, man, this girl has lived a crazy life. And then when I brought her on the podcast, I'm like, dude, this chick is jacked on life. Like, I feel like I'm pretty pumped on life too, but dude, she's next level. Like, I found myself thinking like, dude, I'm not keeping up. I'm not keeping up in life because this girl's so pumped. So through this episode, I hope you get to learn how Lyssa has framed her life in a way to squeeze absolutely everything out of it that she can. She's got some really good information, some really good one-liners, and she's just an interesting story, like from a young age until what she's doing now. Very inspiring, and I'm happy to introduce you guys to my friend Lyssa Scott.
So this is my friend Lyssa, our friend Lyssa. And we met you at a CCV event, which is Clear, Calculated, Vicious, that Rob Bailey started. And I think that was like your first kind of intro into his business.
It was 3 weeks into us working together. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know. I remember meeting you and thinking like, dude, this chick's cool as hell. Followed your ass. I'm pretty sure I probably DM'd you like, hey, follow me back, please. I just want
Help
friends.
me.
All right. And since then, I've just been following your story all over Instagram, dude. I think it's awesome. I remember seeing all the dreadlocks, seeing all your free spirit stuff. I was like, this is someone I want to talk to. Mostly because it's like, you just don't live like a normal, it's not like a normal average life, right? You're not just here to live, breathe, die. So
Amen.
I'm excited to like dive into where that started for you and how that started for you. I think that's where, do you want to start? Time out. Should we start with some gifts?
I think we should start with some gifts.
All right.
Gifts
Get
or
the
gifts?
gifts.
Yeah, you brought gifts, right?
Yeah, we thought you.
Like peanut
Rob
butter?
DM'd
Hold
me.
on. Well, never mind. I guess that we're skipping gifts because Lyssa didn't bring gifts for us. This is bullshit.
Give me that gift real quick.
All right. This is
Time
new.
out.
This is new too.
Well,
We have
I'm
gifts.
going to say this while he grabs that is you guys came to the event and I was kind of surveying the room for people who like have the antenna up where your signal resonates with my signal. And I just think I came over to you guys and was like, I'm going to hang out with you guys now. And then I just kind of did that the whole weekend.
Yeah, it worked.
I was like, I would like go network with someone and be like, back to Devin and Tyler. Hey guys, sick of me yet? What
at
is
this.
It's Christmas. Guys, this is
Hold on.
stat.
So Devin has to explain.
Oh, I love a good
shut the door.
explanation.
Well, we'll start with a good gift.
That's our rebrand.
Rebrand. We don't know what we're doing.
Hey, I love it. And it's on cotton, 100% cotton, which is a value.
Boom.
Hell
Sick.
yeah.
Thank you.
I
Coming from a
love-
woman, that's a
That's
very
nice.
good compliment.
This is rad.
Yeah, that's courtesy of JSD Apparel.
Yep.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
my wife's business. So
I love.
yeah, heck
Thank
yeah.
you. And I love that it's a large because everything oversized is a yes.
Yes, Devin. Dude, great job. I'm loving this.
Thank you, guys.
They're like, which size we get? I'm like, oversized large.
Yes.
Sick.
Oh, this is so rad.
All right, cool. Good.
So I had this idea. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I was like, I love white elephant gifts, but they have to, you can't buy them.
Okay.
And so whatever's at your house
Yep.
is what you have to bring.
Yep.
And so that's what we have for you here.
I love that you guys CC'd me on this.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it was-
awesome.
Surprise.
I would have brought you some random shit. But
No,
This
just
is all
wait.
random.
Let's start with yours. I'm excited.
Okay, here we are.
I love that you guys rap.
Okay, here we are. I didn't rap. Except for Tomic's piece of shit.
That
I don't
makes
rap. I don't rap anything.
That's on brand. You rap. You don't rap.
I don't rap.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Rap
This,
my
was,
life.
this was helped by Ozzy and Blakely, my kids.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of
don't know what
rendition
this
here. That is a turtle because it's just freaking badass,
Did
and
you
you can stick
Is
it
that
anywhere.
suction cup?
Did you
Yes.
see
That's sick.
the post that I made where the last slide is turtles?
No, but
we
that's
did like
freaking
one
rad.
girl, 13 obsessions, and the last line says sea turtles.
Oh, really? Would you
What's
look at
up,
that?
dude? We're in line.
We're in this.
This is
That's
meant to be.
awesome.
This is the part I don't know what it is.
Those are bubbles.
Bugs?
Yeah. So you can always have a party wherever you go.
Oh, I love this.
Turtles
Very
and
on
bugs.
brand. Very on brand.
Yes.
Very nice. Works well.
Succulent.
And a plant, you know, for you can put it on your dash in your car.
Yeah.
And
We'll
it'll
name
never
him-
die, just like our friendship. That was my motto. That was my
It'll never
sign.
die, just like our friendship.
That's really cute.
There we
We'll
are.
Name him Chlorophyll.
There,
Emphasis on Phil.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
there we
Guys,
go.
this is very interesting and fun. I
There
like
we
it.
are. So there you go. You got
Yeah,
some
hit it.
stuff.
Thank you.
Devin's, I'm nervous, but
I'm
it's
not nervous.
I
exciting.
feel
I'm
like it's
excited,
gonna
dude.
jump out at
No,
me.
nothing scary. Nothing bites. Nothing pokes. It's
Like
safe.
TSA, is there anything in here that could stab me?
Yes.
TSA?
Oh
Pokes out,
my
yep.
god.
What is this?
So we'll just pull it out one by one.
Okay.
That is a Harley Davidson bar riser.
Just what I need. Just what I need.
Your boyfriend might take that. Honestly,
Maybe.
he might. He
He
might
might.
take.
I used to
that.
custom do like bikes and shit, so that was just sitting there.
That's some serious common ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That's 20 gauge shotgun shells.
These are
And
badass.
that is a hose gasket on the end of that one. Everybody always needs one of those.
And you never
They're
have
always
it.
missing, dude. They're always
I
missing.
actually like that you put it on a shotgun shell. That's kind of a
That
good
is
spot
really
for it.
cool.
Like, because
I didn't want
dig
to
it.
get
I actually
lost.
need a hose gasket, and I don't know where they're at.
An extra little like scrunchy thing today for me.
There it is.
There you
This is
go.
So great. Guys. Hux.
That's
From
that's
G.
for me, but I just had that sitting and whatever's in that.
Hux is his son's name.
Yeah, it's to
perfect.
you, not to Huxon. That's your new lucky penny.
They stopped
Yep.
making pennies. Do you know that?
Yeah,
Well,
they did.
That's your lucky one now.
This is going to be worth a lot of money someday, as my grandma would say.
This is how it starts. I literally found that penny in the foyer the first day I came in here.
Nice.
it's
And
the Hux penny. That's what we're
Yeah,
going to
that's
call
what
it.
it is.
I love this.
There you
Guys,
go.
the randomness of this all is.
Mm-hmm.
there's one
dopamine.
more.
There's one more?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
hidden.
missed an entire.
That's half of a Roman candle.
Where's the other half?
But it couldn't fit. So it just went in the garbage.
Lad, my boyfriend, loves anything explosive. So,
So hold on,
He
are
may
you gonna?
commandeer
Is
this
this gonna
entire
blow
thing. I like
back at
this.
her? I'm not
I
so
thought
sure about
you said
light.
there was like almost nothing dangerous. No, you said nothing.
Poke.
Coke.
Yeah.
Nothing that'll pop out of you.
This is awesome, guys.
Nice.
I love it.
At least
Thanks
you're-
for, like, can I put everything
my wrap.
in here? I feel like this is
Non-wrap.
a good
Yeah.
vessel.
Yeah, you do
Yeah, you got
whatever
a
you
good
need.
one.
Thanks for
I think
telling me there's a
Lad
white
might like
elephant
this
here. I
one.
would just think this was really weird.
Nope, this is.
I think Lad might like this one.
Yes.
Hey, don't unwrap it.
I kind of.
That's
Sorry,
my-
I'm excited.
should-
That's my
should've-
random ass bag out of the truck, so it was wrapped.
I love it.
Oh, it was?
It's like a candy bar.
Is that your bag?
What is this?
Yeah. No, not these aren't out of my truck.
Oh, okay.
We
What
got more
happened?
explosives. Okay.
Firecrackers.
Flash cracker. It says.
That is so
It's like a
funny.
flash,
Flash
dance
cracker?
of white people. A flash cracker.
That is so
dude.
funny.
No, I feel like this is my personality.
Good.
Like
We
you
drilled
knew.
it.
You didn't even know me, but you knew me.
Firecracker.
That's awesome.
Firecracker.
And
Dude, now
Lad
you
likes
got-
stuff that blows up, so
He does.
You got pennies, turtles, firecrackers, succulent.
Like a new mascot for my whole life.
uh-oh.
You can say hi.
I love this, guys. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't bring you anything.
This is kind of random, but not. I planned this a week ago. Is that walkie-talkie?
Yep.
Oh, walkie-talkie mode.
Yes.
Like a Nextel.
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
Yep. Boop, boop.
I had to ditch.
What are you doing?
That was so fun.
My bad.
That was fun.
Oh, yeah. Good idea, Devin. That was
nice.
awesome.
We continue that forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That just was right, man.
Yeah.
That's
guys
all that
nailed it.
stuff's out of my garage,
Absolutely nailed it.
except for the lucky penny,
Good. I'm
I'm
glad.
genuinely excited about all of it.
including the hose gasket.
Yes, especially the hose
All
gasket.
right.
I don't even know what that is, just so we're clear.
You know, when you're like putting the hose into the house and it's all spraying, you turn the water on, it starts spraying.
Your water hose.
yeah,
I think my closest reference is like a shower head repllement. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
well, that goes to the end of your
Yes.
hose so you don't spray
Perfect.
water.
So
I love
freaking
it. I love it, guys. So good.
That's a good intro right there.
Yeah.
That was
Very good.
nice.
Yeah, I don't even know where I ended.
No, we didn't end anywhere. We were just beginning. So it was, you were starting to introduce Lyssa.
But I asked, specifically, how? Okay, yeah, let's just go back to my original question of whatever I thought I was thinking. How did Lyssa begin? Where did she form?
Well, we used to do this as, how are you conceived?
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
start it out with that one.
Like, not like, yeah, vaginally, but like, how are your parents?
yeah, do you know?
I actually don't know.
Oh, you should ask
But
them.
I mean, I could profile their personalities, and we could take an educated guess if you want.
There you go.
My
Educate.
mom is like a watercoloring, gardening. I just want to make waffles, like Earth Mother, not hippie druggy, but hippie wholesome, you know. And then my dad was this like drug dealing, Harley riding, still had a day job. Don't promote me. I just want to work hard, play hard type. And I know that their honeymoon was to the Bahamas because he played that song, that Bermuda, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you. And he said, any place that's mentioned in this song, we can go. If it's not in the song, we're not going. And so my mom had a multiple choice quiz.
I like that.
I also know that my mom was pregnant for her wedding. So I guess we're just like stoked.
With you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Thank God.
Yeah. I didn't know if you had siblings.
Yeah.
Thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah. So
Are you the only one? Are you one sibling? That's
between
it?
my mom and dad, yeah, I have two sisters that are my stepdad and my mom.
Okay.
They're way younger. They're 15 and 19. And they're a hoot. Love them.
Nice.
Vienna and Nika, their names are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They got the fancy names.
Yeah, you're like, what is this? Alyssa. Is
Well,
it
my last name-
Alyssa?
No, it's Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah,
Okay, but
but
we were
like-
going Lyssa.
Melissa Scott is like a John Smith name.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sounds made up.
You almost sound like an FBI
so
agent.
generic. Yeah. I'm like in the witness protection program.
Yeah,
or
dude.
something.
Melissa Scott.
And then my sister's last name is this super long Italian last name. So like the names are proportionate to the last names, I guess.
Okay,
I don't know.
gotcha.
We'll go with that.
This is catchy though.
Yeah. But everybody shortens your name to 2 syllables. If you have a 3-syllable name, like Zachary becomes Zach.
Oh.
Or like Timothy, Timmy, right? And so my dad was like, no one's calling her Missy. That's a bitch name. So like it's Lyssa. My dad wanted to name me Claudia because nobody wants to fuck a Claudia. Like he was a character. That's
good.
So sweet Melissa and then Harley Davidson. That's how I got my name, Melissa Harley.
I like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had to throw that in there for you guys.
Yeah, it's
that-
good.
I mean,
That's
Melissa
good.
Harley. I mean, you just got a Harley Davidson bar riser.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
It's on brand.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Didn't even know,
Absolutely.
dude.
There you
It's
have it.
awesome.
That's
So
cool.
that's the origin of my name.
I like it. It's good. So you're from the East Coast, right?
Yep. The 215.
And then you jumped. Did you go straight to Arizona from there?
No, if we want to talk about vagabonding, we can do it.
Okay, you went all
so,
over.
Yeah, one day it was 2020, and I was working from home like everybody else was. And at that point in time, I had 7 side hustles, and I was trying to pick which 2 or 3 I wanted to keep and really like pour energy into. It was like a season of I pulled the plug on my corporate job with no plan. Then I said yes to everything, and then it was process of elimination. So I was on Facebook Marketplace looking for a desk because my desk was like not it. And I was working a lot from my bedroom at this time. And I was like, all right, Facebook Marketplace, desk. And I found a van with a desk in it. So I bought it. And I was like, I'm going to leave Pennsylvania on April 1st. I had been living with friends who wanted me to go full time in my business. And they said, Lyssa, you're moving in on April 1st and you're moving out on April 1st. And our agreement was it's not cute to be like 27 living with friends and like not knowing when you're leaving. That was the first part. And the second part was we didn't want to go through like a friendship breakup where I was like, am I going to leave? So like we just preset a date before I even moved in. So I bought the van and was like, I'm going to leave April 1st, 2021. We're on the road. We're going to be full time by then. And we were. And so I took off and lived on the road for 9-10 months.
Jeez.
Went all down the East Coast, had like a good stint in Chattanooga, a good stint in Tampa, a good stint in Austin, and then New Mexico, all the way to San Diego, and then back to New Mexico. We actually got free housing for 3 months, house sitting. So we are like, sure, we'll hang out in New Mexico, and then back to Austin, Texas, and signed a lease. And so that was a year in Austin, a year and a half in Tucson, a year and a half in Scottsdale, and now we're in Montana. So I slowed the cadence down, but kind of kept moving around. And like even the years in Scottsdale and the years in Tucson, I was traveling like 40% of the year. So I had an apartment, but I still identified with this like on the move person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Freelancing.
you don't get it. It was like my slogan at that time. I was like, yeah, I live here, but I don't live here. So 40%'s a lot, man. Like
That's a ton.
And it wasn't, a few months on the road and then a few months home. It was like those in and out trips. I'm here for 48 hours. I'm here for 3 days. I'm gone. And the joke was always like, well, you're home. When are you leaving again with the friends in those places? It's like, actually Tuesday.
Yeah.
Funny you should ask.
Not really a joke.
so funny.
It's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
What were
so
your
that-
7 side hustles?
Oh boy. Let's see if I can remember all 7.
Time out, I got to make you look good.
Okay. Do I look bad?
If there's a badass clip.
Okay. Fair. We can also
I like the turtle.
so good, dude. The 7 side hustles. Let's see. Babysitting for people at my CrossFit gym. CrossFit coaching in person or personal training. I was flipping stuff on eBay and Poshmark. I was waitressing. I was working for my grandma one day a week. She like needed someone to come do manual labor. She's like, I have to pay you. She's like, I'll give you $100 every time you come over. I was super broke. So I was like, this is a win-win. I had my online strength and nutrition business at that time. And then I was a photographer.
Dang.
Dude.
You were all over.
Yeah, but it was a lot of like gig work. You know, it was not really nothing had hours besides coaching. So like just did whatever I wanted all the time.
Yeah.
Which was rad.
What
Yeah.
What were you doing like photography wise? Was there anything like in specific, or was it like I'll take a
Portraits.
picture of whatever?
Yeah, people.
Okay.
So wouldn't do pets, wouldn't do babies. It's like those are two totally different niches, right? I did some weddings. They were called whatever weddings, and the catch was they were $1,800. If anybody needs a business offer, like do this. $1,800. You get 5 shots on your shot list, not 75. Because a lot of these people, they're like, well, we need more than iPhone, but less than full-blown camera gang. And I was that middle person. And so it would attract these couples that were like, yeah, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And it became a thing. And so one referral turned into another and another. So weddings were a big thing for me. And then because I was in the fitness space and the online space, a lot of people who were building personal brands or coaching businesses would be like, can we do like a 2-hour shoot at the gym? Yeah. People would come pretty far, 2 hours sometimes, just to come shoot in our gym. And I had keys to the gym. So it was a win-win there. And then one guy wanted to model and he went to my CrossFit gym. I was like, dude, you have a fighting chance. Let's shoot some pictures. So we did 2 shoots, one of him in a suit out in like a forest. Think like wide angle, super stoic. He was military. And then the other one was him working out. And it was just like this awesome compilation of the 2 sides of his personality. And I became fascinated. Like there was a moment during that shoot where it's like, this is what I want to do for people is like take the 2 sides or the 4 sides of your personality, get them captured and share those with the world. And that like morphed into the personal branding thing later.
Build
I didn't
content.
know it at the time. It was just like, you keep on doing what you feel magnetized toward. And that was a super high paying hour. Like you start to eliminate in that process of elimination, your lowest paying hours. If there's not money and there's low fulfillment, you get rid of it. Right. And like photography was one of the last things to go because it's like $200 hour and I don't feel like I'm working right now. So we would run with that. It was really fun.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Devin had a business idea, or maybe it's Tyler.
Yeah, it
Which
was me.
one?
I pitched it to Dev.
Yeah.
So basically, I talked to Deb once. I don't even know how this would make any money. It just sounds like fun first and foremost. But it was like we wanted to shoot weddings, but I don't want it to be their first wedding. I want it to be like their second or third. Because I don't want to just take pictures. I want to be like in the friggin' party.
We
with
bring
them.
the party.
We will be the party
Yeah.
and we will capture the moment,
great
but we're
idea.
in with it. I don't even know how it all makes sense, but it sounds freaking awesome to me.
Just offer. We got to make an offer.
Yeah.
If you guys were bachelors, you would both be great rent-a-dates.
Oh my
So I think
gosh.
it's like the 2.0 we're married version. Where like, I love my wife so much. I can't be a rent-a-date, but I can.
But I
show
can
up and be
party.
you guys like the buttery bros of the wedding industry.
There you
like,
go.
The high energy, like you're in there taking pictures. And like, if you get the whatever wedding crowd on that, they're not even going to be mad that half the pictures are blurry because you're dancing while taking them.
Exactly.
That's like
yes.
what makes it cool. Be like, this is in the moment.
Yes.
You guys got to do Jewish weddings.
Oh man.
Or
Yeah.
mitzvah.
Crazy.
Or
Yeah.
mitzvah.
Dude, I don't know anything about Jewish wedding.
I don't either. I just know they break glass and stuff.
Market research, just go shoot one. You'll know everything you need to
Okay.
know.
Perfect.
All right, I got to
I
get my
think that's a
website
great
up.
idea.
We have a lot of
Sounds sick.
Jewish people around here. I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like
There's always one.
there's always one.
I just
somewhere.
want to yell Opa. That's all I want.
What does that even mean, dude? I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
It's
just,
like their celebratory word, like salute.
see, makes
What's
sense.
salute? Salute? Hello.
Salute is like cheers in Spanish, I think.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I don't know this stuff. I got to get out of Idaho
You're so
Falls.
white, Devin.
Dude, I am the whitest person in here.
I think she's
person
the only one
ever-
that's ever
the
heard her
whitest
say
Persian.
that. We always
Nobody
say
knows.
flat.
Nobody knows what the hell I am. Don't know if you're Polynesian, Persian, Pakistani,
He's a mutt.
Iraqian.
Aren't we all, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Welcome to
true.
America.
Okay, so started with that 7 gigs.
Yeah.
Started traveling up to almost a year, basically 9 months or so. Landed in Texas, and then after Texas, I was telling Tommy about this. Is that when you started getting into more of your like, I'll take you on a road trip?
That was an Arizona thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was an Arizona thing.
So the first offer that I put out was in Pennsylvania to Texas, like that era. There was 2 years where I was nutrition, and strength. And the niche that I wasn't taking anybody to the CrossFit games, right? You are a high functioning human being who cares about your life and wants to participate more fully in it. And therefore, you're down to dial in the details, right? And so we would take them from a C+ in their intentions and habits to an A+, and just let that fruit bear where it was going to bear in their life. Sometimes their marriage got better. Sometimes their physique got better. Sometimes their lifts went up. Sometimes their stress management was better. And there was 4 pillars. It was strength, nutrition, habits, and intentions. And the whole concept there was just to live a life at maximum potency, which is like my little slogan. And so that morphed into business coaching. Mid 2020, I had 11 clients. I accidentally signed them. I signed $60,000 a business and was like, I don't know how to do that again. Wonder what that was, right? The internet worked, shit. And only 2 of them were people I knew. The other 9 were internet strangers. And I was like, you can do this. This is great. It was absolutely paradigm breaking for me. And so they were all like, hey, so we doing all this intentions work and vision, and I think I want to start a business. Could you help me with that? 9 of them in 11 days asked me that. And it was like God was like, this is what you're going to do. Again. And you're just like, okay, I've been summoned. I never woke up and said I'm going to be a business coach. My degree was in integrative media and marketing. So I had the web design piece intact. And then I had this raw experience of talking to people on the internet and bringing them in. It's yeah, I could probably help you. I'll help you at least make your first 60 grand because I just did that. So low promises of let's get you from 0 to 50K. And then let's make that a 5K package so that you 10x your investment was my thought, right? It's you'll never get to the end of that and be wasn't worth it, didn't learn anything. It was in proportion. And so we started doing that. When I got to Texas, it was all about helping coaches make a landing page, refine their sales process, just stuff that I had been doing, and obsessed with high ticket sales. I realized you didn't need a big following if you had a 5K or a 10K product. I was like, wait, I have an asset that I can sell over and over again. I will never be broke again. Oh my gosh. And spoiler alert, I was, but it was always in the shifting of the offer. Once the offer was smooth, I knew how to get people into it. And so that was super, super rad. That whole chapter passed. And when I got to Arizona, I started to have this longing to be an artist again. I was like, oh, can't just keep doing landing pages and sales. It's cool, but it's half of what I'm doing. And the other half of my skill set was laying dormant, and it was restless. Okay. And if you would have asked me why aren't you doing that right now? It would have been I haven't had enough stability in my life to create. Because when you're on the road moving around like that, it's hard to really be I feel creative today. You're more, I feel inspired. You're taking it in, not necessarily alchemizing and pushing art out into the world. And so that was bananas. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about how those road trips and stuff started if you want, but I'll pause there because that was a lot of information.
What year was that? What year was that?
That was 2021, 2, and 3.
Okay.
That was
so
that
recently.
chapter. Yeah, more or less.
Have you
fast?
Not Y2K style,
No.
on the brink of internet stuff?
No,
It
no,
was,
no.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself, have you always been a pretty artistic person, or has this been something you've really kind of had to push?
I think that's my first original skill set. It's
Okay.
just visual, right? When I was growing up, if you were hey, what do you want to be? When I was 4, I would have said an artist, an author, and a teacher. It's that's kind of what I am.
Nice.
Yeah, those 3 things, right? Sales was not on my radar, and the word entrepreneur wasn't in my vocabulary. It was 1997, right? But the roots were always there. I would say, if anything, I've had to grow into the sales and business side. That was the learned piece, and the design and the marketing and the seeing life as art was more naturally embedded.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's a great question.
Yeah. So following with that, I guess since it sounds crazy that your mom and dad are different people.
Yeah, I mean, they got
Totally
divorced
different.
for a reason.
Okay, so they're not together. Thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah.
So do you ever I feel sometimes as I grow up, I feel I catch glimpses of my parents in me. Do you totally start to resonate in that with you're you said your mom's very organic, and I can see that in you.
Yeah.
I can't see the biker very much, but
Yeah.
I can see being a badass motherfucker. So it's do you feel that way?
I could see biker. We got some tats. We got
There you
the
go, that's
flannel.
true.
There's like residual biker
Yeah.
in me, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
My dad actually died on the road.
Oh,
and
shoot.
so it's a really important part of my story because it's kept me off a Harley all these years, right? I'm like, I will get on a dirt bike all day. But something about being in traffic, I don't trust other people on the road. I know how distracted I can drive sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I want to drive a Harley down the highway right now. However, love the feeling. Will get on the back of a bike at any moment. Like, it is so nostalgic and so vibrant. Like, I love it.
Gotcha.
But on the road is one of the only places that I feel my dad. And I think that's what's kept me on the American highways and so in love with this lifestyle is that's like a way that we still bond. And like, I feel him pull strings for me and things happen in this reality. And you're like, whew, like heaven ain't that far away, man. It's like a veil, right? It's so thin. And so there's that. So I feel like that's more how his influence shows up. He was also super, super, super binge worker. Like I was saying earlier, like work hard, play hard, don't promote me. I need to be done at 4 because I got a chopper to paint at 5, right? And so like it's that artist energy, which I really embody from him, and that I'm not doing life your way, I'm doing it my way attitude is what I really took from him. My mom, wholesome. Would you look at the moon? Would you look at the sun? Guys, let's go night swimming. Let's make waffles. Like this just vibrantly festive, alive person. Absolutely a Venn diagram of the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like for sure.
Sheesh.
So I feel like if it wasn't for my dad, I would never relate with Rob. Right? I know how to be around that hard masculine. And then like the reason that Rob and I started working together is he was like, I need your energy here. I need a snack fairy, stoke lord, distracting ninja creative in this building. I'm like, I am the most distracting, should never work in an office type of a person. I don't know how I'm still there every day, but they keep letting me come back. So.
That's
Working,
rad.
dude. I think sometimes, like, I don't know, thinking out loud here,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because, like, as Rob, like, I follow his story. I don't know him well, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, he has no idea who the hell I am. But seeing a similarity in myself of, like, being so busy you don't allow yourself to live. That's what I would picture. Like, maybe that's what he's trying to get out of you. It's like, hey, come and be this piece of, like, hey, make sure I'm still alive. Like, not that he's not living, but
Living. He's alive. His heart is beating, but am I
Yes.
living, right? So
exactly.
one of my core things right now that I've been sitting with is like, don't have so many rules for life that you forget to live it. Right? Like we need standards of operation and a standard of excellence in our lives. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But like, dude, there's wiggle room and it's called real-time inspiration where you intentionally deviate from your plan or your routine for the sake of life is precious. I know we said we were gonna, but let's go watch the sunset, dude, for 20 minutes. And I think he needs that like fresh kind of fuck it energy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not super spontaneous, like I'm pretty calculated, but like there's a certain amount of adherence to a plan that I can do before I start to feel like a robot.
Yeah.
And you're like, I gotta live a little.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that that's relevant for sure.
That makes sense for you're out here winging it.
Just out here
That's
winging
right.
it.
Makes
Is
sense.
Dana the same? Is she? I don't know anything about Dana.
Yeah, let's unpack Dana for a second. So what I love about Dana is she's a goofball. So we share that. But Dana is eternally present. She's not particularly a visionary or a dreamer. Like Rob always has 7 plans and 8 mental tabs open and has a to-do list for each one and is like highly, I don't even know the word, just a high functioning brain, right? Dana is a one-track mind, and I say that in a really, really good way, right? Not in a bad way. If Dana is lifting, she's like, we're on lifting now. What are you talking about, dinner? We're lifting. Or like if Dana and Kaya, the dog, is swimming, and Rob's like, do you guys want to get food in an hour? She's like, Rob, we're swimming right now. And so I think that there's a beauty there in their dichotomy of Dana is eternally present, and Rob is so caught in the future, not the past. He maybe would struggle to be present without her. I think she brings him back into the moment.
That's cool.
And I'm somebody that kind of straddles that and is like, I'm present, but I'm also like a dreamer. And so it's this cool like little creative soup we have going on, the 3 of us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I really enjoy Dana, and like she and I will lift, and it's always just like we're shaking our butts and laughing and lifting, and nothing's that serious. And so I also think that she reminds Rob like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's serious. We should take charge of things, but like we're not in control, so we might as well dance during the lift.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome, dude. What they have is so beautiful. That's why it's lasted so long. I think it's like
That's so cool.
they're 18 years together, right, for a reason, right?
It's rad.
So
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you're loving Whitefish,
Yeah, in the Flathead. So I live in
Flathead
a
area.
town called Evergreen, Montana, which
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
made up. Right?
Kalispell.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So I'm 6 minutes from the office.
Oh, that's sick.
Great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't I see a video of you not too recently and you like had a camper?
I lived in camper of the summer. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the ways that I got to Montana, when you say yes to things, there's then like the now what of the reality of that decision. And I was like, one of the now what's was I still have a lease in Scottsdale. So I don't want 2 leases. So what can I do? And Chelsea, Rob's right-hand woman for all things
Was that the blondie?
statistics. Yes, we call her quads.
Okay,
Yes.
quads.
So she's the director of operations, but Rob doesn't believe in job titles, so she's the chaos coordinator.
Gotcha.
Right? She literally is the glue to that entire building. No Chelsea, nothing would function. And so Chelsea says to me, I don't know if you want to live in a camper, but I got one if you want to hop in. She's like, yeah, it's like this much a month. And it was like, yes, very doable amount. And so I was like, yep, get me to Montana. And so
Yeah.
is this nice? I'm a big fan of giving things 90 days before you like hard commit. And so I threw whatever fit in the Tacoma, drove up the 20 hours, showed up, lived in Chelsea's camper all summer before I got every belonging of mine from Arizona, before I left my best friend and roommate down there. Like, I was like, let's make sure this is a working thing. With sales jobs, a lot of times, and thank God this wasn't the situation, but they'll say, you're going to make all this money and it's going to be great. And you get up there and you're like, no, I'm making $5,000. Right. So I didn't want that to happen. It's like, we need to make this justifiable. So
Yeah.
we gave it like a 90-day dry run of me being there. End of summer, we had a check-in and it was like, yeah, you can move up here all the way.
Nice.
So September, I got my apartment and stopped driving 40 minutes from a camper to work.
So you're there for now
rad.
for good.
Yeah. For
For
good.
now.
Yes.
Wherever
Oh,
that
40% of the year.
there we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It feels good to have a home base. I needed that stability and that routine. And like being with my boyfriend Lad now too is he's so grounding because he's such a routine person. Also will break routine and live a little, but like I kind of know what he's up to and where to find him. Even if we don't communicate, I'm like, he's at the shop. Or like, we'll see each other later. And it's that nice, just like hum of something familiar while your day is not that.
Yeah.
It's anything but that. Keaton's landing in a helicopter in 10 minutes. Everybody be ready. It's like, okay, all right, cool.
Sick.
So my day is very juxtaposed in that way where we have chaos at work and then outside of work, it's a lot more chill.
That's
So
cool.
Seems like that entire atmosphere is just one that is, I don't know, exciting.
It keeps you on your toes, right? Like even a boring day at Flag is like, oh, still pretty rad. Like a boring day is I make 75 cold calls and get hung up on 2 or 3 times. It makes me laugh. I take, 4 to 6 sales calls. So I have 4 to 6 actual conversations. And then I go lift with Dana, Lynn Bailey, and Chelsea. Still pretty lit.
That's
Like,
pretty legit.
pretty
dude.
sick.
There's still a lot of
That's
action
you're living
there.
someone's dream, and you might be living your own dream, right? But like, I would assume a
absolutely.
lot of people want to lift with Dana.
It's something, dude. It's
Like,
like
it's
we don't even
cool.
have to be talking to each other. And I'm just like feeding off of her energy. And she doesn't like to train alone. So she'll do her own thing, but she loves that like shoulder time where like someone else is around, that positive peer pressure of like, okay, I'm not gonna rest for 7 minutes between sets because like we're here together. And then she and I keep each other motivated. And then like yesterday we were playing a game where I was DJing. We take turns who plays the music. And I'm like, Dana, do you want it to sound like a Mexican beach club in here or like your dad's garage? Because I have 2 sides to my personality. And so she's like, let's go Mexican beach club. She's like, what do you mean? And so I put on this playlist. And she's like, nah, dude, we're in St. Bart's. And then like every couple songs, I'd be like, Dana, what country are we in? And she'd be like, Tulum, Cabo, or which city, whatever.
Yeah.
We're in Nicaragua now. We're just like playing this funny game. Like it's just not that serious,
That's cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
To anybody that doesn't know who Dana Lynn Bailey is,
Yes.
is she
Go
2-time
look her
Mrs.
up.
Olympia? 2-time?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Jacked. I remember even the reason I know about Rob is I lived in Texas for a little bit and I worked out with a bodybuilder and he was like, dude, you got to check this
Check
YouTube out.
Yeah.
He's like, they just built this place called the War House. And I'm like, that's rad. And I just would watch his YouTube videos with my buddy.
Yeah.
And then I have years go by. And I honestly think with just social media, ads started popping up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the dude. Like, that's the dude I saw in Texas. Like when I was living there.
Howdy guy.
That's that guy. And I don't even know how I ended up in CCV. Dude, that's a whole crazy story of my own. But
Yeah.
we don't have to go there. All I know is you got a cool ass job.
Sweet.
Yeah,
And-
a job. It's like not even. I love it.
Yeah, job.
Yeah.
That's badass.
And I mean, we're 1099 for life. Okay. So like Rob goes to hire me and he's like, I want to get you here in Montana full time. And I'm like, I live in Arizona. What's your offer, sir? Like, and I'm not hireable. I built a whole brand around being unemployed and successful. What are you actually saying? He's like, I want to be your only client and I want you to move up here. I was like, as an employee? He's like, no, I can't hire you. It's this whole funny conversation.
That's awesome.
And so it's like the running joke there is Lyssa does whatever she wants. I don't work on the flag nor fail team which has hours and a dress code and W-2 things, you know. I come in when I want, I leave when I want, I wear what I want, I bring friends to the gym. And like the first week I was there, one of the web design guys was like, why isn't Lyssa like getting here on time? Like she's rolling in at like 10:30. No one answers in the CRM between 7 and 10 a.m. So like, why would I be here, right? And Rob just looks at him and he's like, Lyssa can do whatever she wants. And that quote happened, that moment happened 3 or 4 times. And now it's the running joke is I was the personality hire and I could just do whatever I want all the time.
That's awesome.
Made your own
So,
job.
like, yeah. But going back to Warhouse, I actually want to visit that for a second. So Warhouse was in Pennsylvania and I'm from Pennsylvania and it was only 40 minutes from me. And I was super into CrossFit at the time. And I remember my friend Hunter was like, so CrossFit gyms close at like what, 6 o'clock on a Friday night? Like, you're not going to find an open late CrossFit gym, right? He's like, there's this gym called Warhouse and they're open till 11. Do you want to go? And I was like, on a Friday? Hell yeah. So we would road trip 40 minutes, which isn't even far, over to Warhouse. And we would be like fish out of water in this bodybuilding powerlifting gym doing like toast bar work. He would do muscle ups. And we would just have the best time. It was such a good vibe in there. And like, I remember I was not super happy at that time in my life. I had like gotten dumped and I was like, the barbell is the only thing that matters. This is my coping mechanism. And so like, I couldn't wait to meet Rob. I knew I was going to meet him at some point naturally. I didn't need to like be like calling. So how can I get in touch with Rob and Dana? You know, nothing like super fan. But I was like, dude, I just want to say thank you. You know, and like, the way we met was so crazy because I met him in an airport at midnight where he was like, nice to meet you, Lyssa Scott. And I'm like, this is not how I thought I would meet you.
Curveball.
Like, just absolutely crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to tack that in there because I think it's a really good story.
That's so cool.
Is that gym still open?
No,
Dang
they
it.
closed it when they moved to Montana.
Oh, you're going there.
I'm going to Pennsylvania in February.
Yeah.
Should I
Check
hit it
out
out?
Fusion Gyms.
Where's it
I
at,
learned
though?
that at CCV.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. There's
I
4 of
will.
them.
I'm going to Harrisburg. They close?
Okay. I
Fusion
don't know if
gyms?
there's one there.
I don't know, but I heard this dude's story from Rob at the CCV event talking about Fusion Gyms. And this dude has like a Jewish rabbi, I don't know what he is, investor.
Is anyone getting
Maybe I
married
can find a
in this
Jewish wedding.
community?
Yeah, dude.
It's
Opa!
destiny. It's fate.
Bro, hook me up with that investor. But he would just go and like find, it was COVID, right? And so like all these huge buildings were going,
Extinct.
yes. And so he came in and like, well, I'll lease this essentially for nothing,
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like. And they would just get shit from China and shut full his gym full of all his brand new stuff. Massive.
It's like a
warehouses.
mall.
Yeah, it's a mall. I think
Literally.
one of them
Way to
was a
say
mall.
it.
Yeah.
But I had to follow that guy because that's crazy.
Yeah. His stuff's like, and then there's like marble like details in it and stuff.
Bro, he has a Lamborghini in the one. I was like looking at it last night.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know why.
That's crazy.
You were preparing for this podcast. You
Probably,
just
dude.
didn't
I'm
know
just
it.
like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So wild.
It's dude, even some of my dreams came true at CCV. So yeah, tell Rob thank you because my dream that came true at CCV was listening to music so fucking loud you couldn't talk.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I remember I was sitting in the sauna and I think we just got done working out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned the music. I'm like, we're going back. Like,
It was no face, no case. That's what it was.
Are
Oh,
you talking
dude.
about Sunday when we were all there lifting?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
It's like a bonus session with like 11 of us. That
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
and I was like, this is so.
He had on a Tribe Called Red. Do you guys know who that is?
Uh-uh.
It's like Native American EDM.
Yes, I know this one.
It's very distinct.
I've seen it in a ski film.
Yeah, yeah, and it's super popular like in the mountain world, right?
Yeah.
And then one day, Dana, Rob, and I lifted to that for like an hour and a half. That and an extension of that, right? He had other artists like pinned in that same genre. And I was like, this is awesome.
It's so
But yeah,
rad.
sometimes it's so loud that I'm like, are the neighbors gonna like call?
No neighbors.
There's
There
some
is?
neighbors and they like hate when we do car show chaos and everything. They're like,
No way.
it's like, guys, it's for the children's hospital.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. And then they calm down.
That's so wild. I mean, I'm a goosebumps feeler musicer. And
Yeah.
so when the bass, because they're huge,
Musicer.
I don't know
That's
what you
scientific.
call it, bro. But I'm like, I'm
Yes.
serious. I really will get the goosebumps from music.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I like the bass is smacking, dude, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I am a different person.
Yeah.
You are. You're in a different
lift.
state.
Yeah, dude.
What was your most like profound experience with music?
I have no idea. I know that so I'm adopted, but I know my birth father's side of the family is super musical. My adoptive parents, not, so they were just like, nah, we're just not doing that. But I've always wondered if I stepped into something like that, what would come from it?
Yeah.
Just haven't, but I'd love to give myself some time to do that. I just haven't. I have a hard time giving myself. I think I probably like. I'm like Rob in a sense of like, do I want to take the time to learn something new, or do I just keep hammering what I know?
Yeah.
Like
Many open mental tabs as well,
Yeah.
right? Like high
Yes.
functioning, just
high functioning
go, go, go.
anxiety.
Well, you know that you're not going to pick up an instrument and then like kind of do it. That's your personality. right?
Yeah.
Is like you're going to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
maybe
that-
just go
Full in.
continue to go see live music and
Yeah.
continue to let it fuel those other things you're already doing for a
Mhm.
minute. I think that's smart.
I love it.
makes
I
sense.
love live music, and I
Yeah.
almost. This funny. I'll get depressed after concerts.
Me too. I'm going through withdrawal on the way home.
Be like, dang
I'll
it.
be like, why the fuck am I not that cool?
I'm just like a kid whose birthday party's over. I'm like sad.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
To me, I'm like, that dude
He's
just
going
played
home.
his heart out. He put his whole life into this and just gave the sweetest show. And I'm just over here. Like, it was so good.
just ignore me.
I'm just a nobody. What is this? What's our podcast other name? The Nobodies?
Nobody has the nobodies. Makes sense.
Shit,
Well,
dude.
Yeah, that's funny. Especially like the music that he has there. His system, his subwoofer is like the size of this table.
Yeah. And
It's
I asked him, like,
insane.
I need this. Do I have one? No. But the one
Yeah.
could fit in here.
Yeah, it was awesome. That place is sick. Like if you could think of like a dreamland of work and play, they nailed it. Like that place is freaking awesome.
They did nail it. I
That's
agree.
cool.
It all started with the Ninja Turtles inspiration.
Yep. Yeah.
Rob just like loved warehouses. Was like, I'm gonna build one.
That's
I
cool.
love that.
Badass.
Yeah.
So like back onto you. So being there, like you're basically like the freaking cheerleader in a sense. Like you're the personality, right?
I'm literally the personality hire. One day I walked into Rob's office and I was like, wait, was I the personality hire? And he's like, 100%. Didn't even move. I was like, okay, don't soften the blow at all. It's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I mean,
Dang.
I'll take it. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm known for bringing the vibe, I humbly accept.
So like with that being said, would you say that like I'm trying to unpack you like, dude, like are you just like do you have to ramp yourself up on some days that you're like that's me? Like let's get to know you, damn it. I want to know you.
Yeah, I think my energy, Rob and Flag aside, right? Like just how I operate in the world is I value expression. It's one of my top 2 values. And so I have this belief that like expression in real time is intimacy. Expression in delay, when you say, let's say you write a book, talk about things that happened 5-10 years ago, that's a different thing. It's still expression, but it's different. And I'm lucky that in my relationships, in my friendships, at work, I can be me in real time. And there's no forcing of like, if I have a lower vibrational day where I'm just like operating slower, it's not even really lower. It's just the tempo changes, right? From me being Philadelphian, 3x speed, bop, 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 to like, hey guys, what's up? I'm a
Yeah.
little tired today.
Yep.
That's okay, right? There's room for human variance in my life, and I've created it that way. If there's not room for that, I don't associate with that person or that place because it's like I now have to put on a mask to walk in here. And I don't want to do that, right? I've done that for years. We don't need to keep doing that. So my dad dying at a young age snapped me into the urgency for life, which led me to refuse to do a lot of things that I think people normally take a while to like get fed up with. I was already fed up. I was like 15. It's like faking it, trash. Not being me in real time, trash. Expectations, trash. People pleasing, trash. I was like, all right, guys, I'm here. You know,
Yeah.
and it's made me this very almost confrontational person because I'm like, Devin, I can tell you're not happy with me right now. What's going on, man? Because I don't want to fake it. I don't want to tiptoe around you, right?
Yeah.
So like for work, there's definitely days where when I waitressed, right? And when I had food industry experience.
Mm-hmm.
There's a collective vibe to the whole night. You walk into work at like 4 o'clock as like a cocktail waitress, and you're like, I know exactly what tonight's going to be like by like 4:30.
Okay.
You can just like get a read. And it's the same thing when I walk into a room, big or small. It's like I can get a read on, do I need to like taper up or taper down? It's still within the variance of me being me, but like I'm not tone deaf, right? And Rob and I had a conversation the one day. He's like, you're just tone deaf enough. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you don't care if I'm in a bad mood. You're still in a good mood. And I was like, yeah, your mood is not my mood. But I'm going to come in with awareness, right? I'm not going to be like sunshine and rainbows coming out of my face. I'm just going to be still happy, even if you're having a day. And so we've actually talked about that, which is interesting. But being there and being able to just be like, okay, I'm going to take into account where I authentically am today. And then I'm going to read the room and then I'm going to operate accordingly is kind of how I approach that. There's days where I walk in and every single office lights are off. People are in their work cave and it is very clearly a get shit done day. I'm going to be slightly less distracting on that day. Then there's days where I walk in and everybody's out in the common areas super often and like there's more footsteps, maybe music's on. I'm going to be a lot more distracting that day.
There you
right?
go.
Because of the mode that people are in around me. And so you fall into an energy similar to like the waitressing where there's a vibe of the day. And like their vibe isn't always your vibe, but you kind of acclimate mutually. And so I'm always trying to bring everybody up just a notch. And I think sometimes they have to bring me down a notch, which is totally fine.
Okay.
Like, mellow me out.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
that.
Yeah. It's not a concrete answer. It's a fluid answer. Right?
No, it's
There's
good.
a fluidity to art and life and expression as well. And so,
No, yeah. It helps me understand who you are because it's like
yeah.
you're always so upbeat. Even like when me and Devin met you at CCV, it was like you were like the social butterfly. You could tell that you were the one that was like bouncing around, you know, like a bouncy ball, just trying to figure out like what's going on, every group. But there's also got to be parts of you that like struggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm just like, how do you get that battery? You know what I mean?
We're going to talk about battery. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm stoked all the time, permanently stoked. Even when I'm not stoked, like, okay, me depressed, the baseline of depressed for someone else, I'm like a normal person when I'm having a bad day. Because the baseline or the homeostasis is so high. I don't drink a lot of caffeine. When I do, it gets extra, right? So if I'm having a day where I'm like feeling like I'm dragging,
Okay.
like, okay, I'll have up to 100 milligrams of caffeine. Beyond that, we have diminishing returns.
Okay.
So there's healthy limits and boundaries there. It's not like I'm just like Redcon and Zin all day by any means. But no, there's a natural stoke for life because there's a natural reverence for it. So my two core things, heart set and my mindset, I was like, heart set is life is precious. We are on a spinning rock in space, but we have no idea how got here, and we have no idea how we got here. And I'm lucky enough to be alive at the same time as you and know you and know you and know you. What? Like I come back to that often. There's the other part of we don't know how many years we're going to get, right? So like we think we get 75, we might get 43, like my father. That means I'm almost done if I put that lens on. And there is a like rip on life means to squeeze every drop out of it because it's not guaranteed, because it's an unknown, because it's a variable. And so when we get into that like more masculine side of how I'm thinking versus how I'm feeling is like, you better fucking live like this is the gift that it is or else, right? Like I could do that to everybody at any given moment where I'm like, do you know how lucky you are? Because if you don't, let me bring you back to it right now, right? And like I'm a woman of faith. And so like there's also like God in there and Jesus in there and me being like, we have a God that like cared enough to come into human form to connect with you. And you're telling me like, you're mad because your shoelace is untied? Like I just like, it's like, I lost an eyelash. Like figure it out, right? So operating from a place of, hey, those are the underlying beliefs. And then the like mode of operation is very like, if you don't like it, change it. I grew up in the tri-state area, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, all right there. Everybody just bitches. They're like, the weather, the this, the that, da-da, my boss, da-da, da-da. There's teardrops tattooed on these two fingers because I got tired of hearing it. I didn't know what to say back. So I just tattooed some teardrops right in here.
That's funny.
And I was just like, okay, what are you going to do about it? And it became this chip on my shoulder for like a decade where I was like, fucking fix it.
Yeah.
Like I want my life to be a living, breathing example of what happens when you fucking go for it. And I want it to be confronting so that when you watch me, you go like, why am I still in my hometown doing that? What is possible right now, right? And really just maxing out life, maximum potency, because a life at baseline is never the goal. Like my capacity to hold pleasure is the same and mirrored as my capacity to hold pain. And I was asked to hold a lot of pain really early. And therefore, I know what a high feels like, right? And so it's like coming back into the texture of the human experience of like, is your goal really just to exist at baseline and complain that you live in New Jersey for the rest of your life in the armpit of the United States?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get in your car? They sell tickets to anybody, like for airports. I don't know if you guys know that, right? But like I often will go on this rant with people and they laugh, they giggle, but it's like, what are you doing about it?
It happens here. too.
Like,
it happens
It
everywhere.
happens everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's
Maybe not as bad in
extra-
New Jersey. And
There's a
Philadelphia,
dark
but-
cloud over the tri-state area where
Yeah.
people just stay.
Huh.
And you're like, I'm the only one in my family that's picked up and lived out west. And it's like, I came out here when I was 14 to Arizona for the first time. That was the first time I was west of the Rockies. And I sat there and was like, this exists and we live in Pennsylvania. I was mad. I was legitimately like, what are we doing? Like my stepdad, I was like, why do we live here? You're the head of the household. Fix it. And so like,
That's
it's
awesome.
still like a little beef and banter that we have between us as I'm like, still living in PA.
Dude, that's
still
so funny.
doing the thing. My parents live here. I grew up. Okay, so what? You have feet, not roots. Move, right? So like, I just think that life is meant to be experienced. And like, it's our job to go freaking figure it out. If you leave and you hate it, go back.
Yeah.
If you quit your job and you're like, wait, I hate being an entrepreneur, there's another job. They'll hire you again. Promise.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
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 Dude, you're like a human Adderall. You are.
And Lad, my boyfriend's like a human Xanax.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's pretty chill. You get him jacked up on snowmobiles, though. I know that.
He gets rowdy for a minute, but his baseline is pretty level.
No, it's awesome. He's super cool, dude.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
So you've talked about like values, core beliefs, stuff like that. Like how did you find those that you think like throughout your life?
How did I find them?
Or
Interesting.
yeah, or like what made you? Because you've said like very distinctly like these are my beliefs, these are my core values.
Yeah. I think that they were felt first. And then there was, let's see, from the time I was 16 till the time I was 23, there was a period of extraction and naming. And one of my core struggles was like, I'm singing this song internally that I don't know how to express externally. Therefore, I feel alone. But it's my job to express it and see who, if I start singing a song, who knows the lyrics to this song as well, right? Sometimes if I start singing a song, one of you will know it, you'll jump in.
Sure.
Another one of you may look at me and go like, I've never heard that song. But if I'm not singing, I can't complain that I'm alone. And that was, I don't know how that came to be, but I was at a retreat in 2020. And this is where things landed, right? There was this continual process of me getting curious, was always really into journaling from a super young age. I've journaled since I was like 4. My mom put a journal in my hand and on and off from the time I was 4, my life is chronicled. I wanted to be an author. It made sense. Have the girl write, right? And so there was always this processing that would happen and I could see my thoughts on paper. But I was at a retreat and someone said to me, he said, Lyssa, you're at a threshold in your life. And if you come up to a cliff and there's a line and your toes are hanging over this much, that's cool. You're looking over the cliff. But there comes a point where your foot is here. And if you don't jump, you fall. He's like, you have to jump. And for me, that was going all in on my value system, going all in on my lifestyle, going all in on the business. They were all one thing. And it was this expression of me that refused to lay dormant or hide or not be witnessed. There just became a boiling point, like 212. We were at 210 on that retreat, right? And he was like, dude, you gotta send it. Nobody likes a half send. We say, like, what do we say when someone half sends it? We say, ooh. He's like, don't let your life be an ooh when you get to the end of it, right? And so like that mentor that I had, his name is Graham Lickner. He's now a men's mentor only, but at that time he was doing business/life coaching. And he made me name it, man. Like, and I would brain dump 7 pages and be like, I went so deep. He'd be like, another 15 pages. What? I can't go any deeper. He's like, keep peeling the onion. And I'm just so grateful for his insistence on the iterative process that is life, where he was like, no, keep digging. You'll know when your treasure or your shovel hits the treasure. Like, keep digging.
That's
keep
cool.
going. And he has a gift for seeing people, right? So my need to be witnessed and seen was met just perfectly with his skill set and his ability and his insistence on extracting from people. Like, that's his thing in life, is like, share your gifts with the world. We have to know what they are before we can share them. So he was such an instrument in the final layers of that. Like, I'd gotten myself as far as I could. And then he was like, cool, what are your top 2 values? They're due on Friday. And like, put a paper in front of me, right? Or like, hey, you're going to go brain dump first. This is what he told me. And I love this. I tell people this all the time. If you don't know what you're all about, sit still as long as you've ever sat still, which for some people is like 21 minutes, right? And then at the end of that 21 minutes, then you brain dump. And you do that practice 7 to 10 days in a row. And then you read your brain dumps to someone that you trust, right? A best friend or a partner, somebody who really already knows you. And you say, what do you keep hearing me say? What do we keep coming back to? I sound like a broken record. And the thing that I kept coming back to in my work and in my service was like, if I were to get someone to live a life at maximum potency, what would the ingredients and experiences be leading up to that? And how can I almost force you to do that? Like, how would that become inevitable? And I just kept on saying, what are the ingredients to a life at maximum potency? Because I didn't want to be dull. I didn't want to be dead inside. I didn't want to be going through the motions. And like, that became that first life coaching offer, that intentions and habits. And there was this like period of me sharing that with people and really watching them receive it and be like so impressed by how willing they were to express and extract. But it all started with somebody being like, no, go further. No more. You're like, I'm uncomfortable. I bawled my eyes out at this retreat, right? Like, feeling so seen and exposed and just like rocked to my core. So I don't know that there was a moment besides that was like the tipping moment, but like curiosity and a good mentor.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. I want to follow back with what you said. I really liked how did you say it? You said that you have so much pain. That's how much you have it for pleasure at the same time.
Yeah. So like, some people live life like this. Like, there's baseline.
Yeah.
And if we're a flat line, what are we?
Dead.
Yes. Some people only scribble this far from baseline. It's like a 2-inch scribble.
Right.
And those people are typically just hardwired for safety. There may be trauma there. There may be a reason why they're only scribbling this far, right? It's like, what's your life going to look like at the end of it? Probably just going to do what they told you to do. You're going to be hyper controllable. You're going to be quiet about your opinion. You're going to be quiet about your preferences. You're going to be quiet in your experience.
Right.
You're not going to live a legacy, most likely, unless it was a legacy of consistency. It's about it, right? The further you start to scribble, the more
Deeper.
painful and the more pleasure it gets, right? And so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, okay, if I go deep into my pain, not just experience it, not just go through it, but work through it, be with it, sit in it, let the skeleton out of the closet. I used to be scared of my feelings because I wouldn't feel them often because I'm like this hyper-stimulated person that just like runs at life full speed and right? And like, I would eventually have a sad day, like a Sunday or like a Saturday, where like I'm kind of reprieved from the world. It gets a little too quiet for a day or two, and I'm like, I've been avoiding this thing. It's taking me over because I've been avoiding it, right? It's this huge feeling that would have me laid out for 3 days, like unable to, I don't want to say unable to move, but unable to be inspired, unable to thrive. And like, I was dating somebody at the time who would, maybe this is, you know, a little bit emotionally abusive, but he would make me stay in these conversations 3, 4, 5 hours, so far beyond my bandwidth, right? And the healthy limit and boundary was being broken when I was like, we need to table this and come back to it tomorrow. And he's like, no, we're going to stay in it. Similar to that mentor, right? I was like, whoa, what is this? And those were the conversations that I wasn't taking a small dose of feelings and like feeling them and acclimating them. I was taking a hyper dose, like a 5 gram of mushroom dose of feelings, and just sitting with them and being like, I don't know what just happened to me.
Numbed up.
Right? After a couple years of that, though, I started to be able to access my feelings in appropriate servings. I had a coach that worked with me through music. I said, I keep listening to music and crying, and I can't figure out why. He's like, that's a doorway. That's why. Let's open the door. So every week we would sit with 2 songs. I would cry my eyes out. And we'd talk about what it brought up in me and what was maybe a loose end and what was maybe an instruction or a magnet to meaning, right? and we found like meaning in the mundane, right? It's a normal Tuesday, but all of a sudden like the song is like a ceremony and you're like, I'm getting rocked by this. That it's funny that Keep on a Rockin' Me Baby was one of those songs that would make me bawl, and it was like super nostalgic and tied to my dad's garage. Whoa, right? But like I can feel a feeling for 3 minutes, the length of the song, and I can sit with it for 30. And oh my God, I can still like go to dinner tonight because I'm not.
You're not
It
stuck
was these
there.
bite-sized pieces, right? And so like learning how to feel in a bite-sized chunk, man, was such a gift. Like such a gift. I don't even know what question was asked. We just went so deep on that. I don't know where I am in
No,
space.
that was good.
It was that was a huge thing in that process.
Yeah, so essentially, basically, like, you know, just thinking about the pain you went through, you found great ways to what am I trying to say?
Carpe that diem.
No, that ain't.
Compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like you basically found ways to
Sit in the pain.
sit in it,
and
but
be
then
with it
but
and
then
look at it.
you could chop it up,
Yes.
and you could put it in ways that you knew that, like, this is 15 minutes, this is gonna suck ass, but I know
Yeah.
in 15 minutes I can go eat dinner and not let that.
Like I can be okay again in an hour.
Yes, exactly.
And so like the ability to sit in that pain, you brought me right back on track, started to become like my antenna or my receptors for feelings are now open again. And you can't receive with a closed fist, which is what I was walking around like. And it was a pressurized closed fist because when that thing would erupt, it was like, oh, here's all the feelings I've not been feeling for a year all at once. Like talk about someone hard to be with. Like shout out to my ex for like sitting and
I'll
seeing a
fight
year of
you, you
feelings
piece of
at
shit.
one. But like he taught me so much about feelings. But anyway, the pleasure then can be received too.
Yeah.
Because your feeling center is like open again, for lack of a better word. And so I started to go on like road trips. And I remember I was driving from Salt Lake up to Boise. And like, I don't know what it was, but certain mountain view, certain lighting, certain song, certain time, bawling. But in this awesome way where it wasn't heavy. It was just like, I wasn't sobbing. There was just tears. And I was like, is this what it's like to hold pleasure? Holy shit. And then when I started doing those road trips with clients, I started to be like, hey, shoulders. Look at that. Feel that. And be able to facilitate people through feeling and the art, the branding, the offers that come out of that place of raw human experience. Like we were meant for real dopamine, the cold plunge, the sunrise, the sunset, the oxytocin, the endorphins. We were not meant for likes on a screen and like shopping and like all of these things that are artificial dopamine, right? And so like when I can get then someone else into it, and that's where like the retreat hosting and the coaching became this really juicy and exhausting, right? Because you're feeling all these things with people all the time thing. And I'm like, oh boy, like it was so cool. But yeah, a life at baseline was never the goal. And so now that keeps me really grounded when I'm in pain. I'm like, thank God I can feel this because I didn't used to be able to feel it.
Right.
And thank God when I'm having an awesome moment, I can feel that too. So I think that's one of the reasons people who become hyper successful become sad is they stop being able to feel things because they're moving at the speed of light. It's like slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If you slow down to a cadence where you can actually experience the experience, the success will make you happy because you'll feel every ounce of what's coming through instead of phew.
It's like being in the now is extremely important no matter how high speed you are.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Pretty
Exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
At least having the ability to drop in. I don't think you have to be dropped in every second or you become this like hypersensitive being that can't get anything done. There's also just like the shut up and get it done in me, right? Where it's like, hey, maybe from 9 to 3 today, phone's on airplane mode, I'm going to go in. But from 3 to 4, I'm going to go breathe and do a workout and I'm going to feel everything, right? And so like, I don't think you need to be in that feeling state all the time. I think it's always a amalgamation of how do I want to feel and what do I want to do? And you have to balance those two things and let them cross-pollinate in your life in non-equal ratios, by the way. There may be a lot more get shit done and a lot less feeling in someone, and in someone else, a lot more feeling and a lot less get shit done. That masculine and feminine side is like so just the ratio is different in everybody. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
You know?
That's so crazy. You talk about the masculine and the feminine. When I went to Capri 2 weeks ago, she
She's a
talked about
medium.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she talked about so she did hypnotherapy. So this is my second session with her on hypnotherapy. And she said, she's like, there was like on this whole vision thing, right? And it was like, I'm always in water for some reason, like swimming deep in water. And then, so I was 90 feet deep on one portion and 30-ish feet deep on another. And she was like, that 30 feet is your masculine, the 90 feet is your feminine. Like you need to like weigh that, and like they need to come together and whatever. And it's like, it's this whole deep thing, but it's like you're masculine. You're always like, I got to get it done. It's just what it is. This is my to-do list, A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter. I got to do it.
Execute,
and she's like,
execute.
yeah, all the time. Just go. Just, it doesn't matter. Just bust through this wall and make it happen. And then she's like, but then your feminine is like the little bullet points in between them. They're like, okay, this is it. I have to do this. But okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to do it this way. And it's going to make that task done instead of just crashing through a wall and doing it.
It's going crazy.
Yeah, it's your force and your flow.
Yeah.
Is like a good way to say
And
it.
I'm still
right?
not good at it, but
No, but there's now you have awareness. So now
Yeah.
you can start to do that dance, even if you're doing the dance really bad at first.
Yeah.
Like you actually at least know that there's a balance to be struck or a connection to be made. And like when those things are connected, like just like Graham said to me, you'll know it when you feel it.
right.
She'll be like, oh, I was in a flow state, but I still got a shit ton done.
Yeah.
That's cool. One supports the other. It's not like I think a lot of people with the feminine, they're like, well, just be. Well, who's going to get it done then? Like there's this, that was my resistance to it is like the to-do list isn't going away.
Right.
Like that's cute, but it was a luxury that I didn't give myself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to look at like, okay, but what if I just take a slice of cake? Like cake being pleasure. Right. And I just insert that slice of cake into my day somewhere. Like, what's 20 minutes where I can drop in? Because again, it starts with those bite-sized things. Like I cannot still wake up on a Saturday and be like, well, what a wonderful day of whimsy. What do I want to do today? And just like float like a butterfly through life. There's always something that I need to get done that day. Like one of the things I resonate with some of Rob's ethos is like, I don't just hang out. There's always purpose. There's always an intention to that day or that hour or that task. But like not the whole day. There's 20 minutes where I just eat a piece of cake, you know? And it's like, oh, I can do that. Like, what's that one thing that's going to give me a little bit more joy today? Like, you know what? I really wish this drink had ice cubes in it. Cool. That's joy. I really want to take a bath tonight when this whole day is done. That's joy. Hey, I'm going to make 5 minutes to go stare at the winter sky because it's freaking sweet. That's joy, right? And creating a life where if you don't have the 5 minutes, you need 5 days.
That's cool.
Like take 5 days off and find it again because your priorities are out of whack, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Great question.
What would you say, like, so you feel like you live a pretty sick life. I feel like you do. What's your goals for, like, you know, Devin always talks about being a dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your dreams still?
Dreamweaver over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Like-
his tagline.
What's on the docket for you? Like, what's some of the things you haven't reached yet that you're like, that's going to happen, or you're hoping you can shoot for, you know?
Yeah. So going back to your question about struggle, one of my struggles in the last year has been I lived a lot really hard, really fast. And I crossed a shit ton off my bucket list. And if you were to ask me a year ago, like you're living a really sick life, the answer is still yes now, right? But then I was just so in the momentum of it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a celebrity, right? I think all of us did. Like now kids want to be influencers, but like Aaron Carter, backup dancer, me, tour bus. That was my vision, right? I was like 7. I wanted to live out of a suitcase. I wanted that lifestyle that a rock star lives. And then when I imagined the life of an author, it was that, but quiet. Quiet, no one knows your face. You don't know what your favorite author looks like, probably. Maybe one. But like most times you read a book, you have no idea what the guy or the girl looks like. That's so cool. But having this idea of all these things I wanted to do and breezing through them, like a bull in a china shop. Like I've been to 47 states and 7 or 8 countries, hosted 4 domestic retreats, 2 international retreats. I totaled it up in the car today. I was like, lad, taken 50 people places and made them feel things like what we're just talking about. Like, that's crazy. Awesome. I've written my first book. I have been self-employed for X amount of years. I've made more money than my dad and my stepdad. I've like all these things where you're just like, wow, there's a lot of living and I love it. And it's juicy, right? And then I think of life as like staircases and landings. And you get to the top of a staircase, a climb that was super fulfilling. And you sit down on the landing and you're like, damn, we did that. That was sick. And I've been sitting on the landing for a little longer than I expected to sit on the landing recently. I'm like, where's the next staircase? Interesting. And looking at the bucket list, and the items on the bucket list are bigger and longer processes. And it's like, okay, I said the other day, I want to buy a house, right? I want to buy a house because I want to design the space. And then when I design the space, I can get a golden retriever. And there's these things of like how I want to operate in my day to day that can't happen in an apartment. It's like I can't paint the wall green. Can't have a dog here. There's these different restrictions, and restrictions produce creativity in us. So I'm not mad that they're there. I'm just sitting with them and I'm like, this is going to be a long road. I need 40 grand cash that I don't need for something else. Right. And so you're just like, okay. And I don't have somebody like Lad and I are too new of a couple to be like, babe, do you want to go in on this? Like no, it's me and it's me right now. It's like, could I randomly get a call that I inherited a bunch of money? Yeah, I could. That's happened to me. Though. I'm not going to plan on it, right? And so it's like a lot of goals like that. Like the next book that I'm writing is over 300 pages long. It's going to take me a year and 3 months to write. And when it drops, I want to do a book tour. And again, start living out of a suitcase a little bit, right? Kind of go back to that vagabond roots, go back to making people feel things, have a keynote, bring people through it. We're a minute out from that. I want to have a house. I saw a really depressing study the other day, two, actually. One was, the boomers will often say, like, just don't go out to coffee. You'll buy your house, right? They give you these little, like, what? Or you think coffee's the problem? Like, I make all my matcha at home. I get a coffee once a month. Like, that's not it, right? If our minimum wage was $66 right now, it'd be equivalent to the boomers' dollar power. That's depressing.
Dang.
Okay, cards are stacked against me. Note to self, if I'm not making at least $66 an hour, I'm basically making minimum wage. That's a cool little like reality check for myself, right? There's that masculine where you're like, well, that sucks. Boom, right? Then there's this stat that's like talking about Montana real estate. I'm like thinking, I want to buy a house in Whitefish. And like everybody hates Whitefish, just like everybody hates Scottsdale. It's like the bougie area, right?
Yeah, it's sick up there.
My whole deal is if you can live where the rich people live, you will always have money because you're always going to be with somebody that owns a business or says yes to the web design or whatever. Like be around where the money is, right? So I'm like, no, I'm going to own a house in Whitefish. And it was this realtor and it was like, hardest places to buy houses in Montana. Whitefish is number one. And I'm like, we're setting out on a mission. And I am nose to nose with the reality of that mission, right?
Yeah.
And also, who cares if it takes a minute? Like, what else am I going to do, right? So a lot of my goals right now are maybe not professional. It's like the book is a passion project.
Oh, yeah.
The house is also a passion project, really, if you look at it. And to start, this is the biggest one that feels like it has baby steps that I can actually participate in actively, is to start to participate in the communities that I previously only witnessed. So an example of this is when you do CrossFit, you first look at CrossFitters usually and you go, wow, I'd like to be fit like that. You're admiring a niche, so to speak. Then you start to participate in the sport and you go, I am not going to the games, right? Like there's this, but you still get to be part of it. You still get to compete locally. You still have your gym buddies or whatever. Or you have your PR and it's still this lived experience. I'm doing that right now with art. There are so many artists and authors and musicians that for years I've just been like, that's really cool. Like, hey, the time is coming to put your art into the world. So like, I'm going to be flower dyeing sheets, shirts, and signs in the next 12 months. Lad has so graciously given me a workshop, which was an answered prayer, a space that I can make a mess and leave a mess. It doesn't have to get cleaned up for tomorrow, right? It's not also my kitchen or also my bedroom. It's like a shop. And so that's one of them. But that really feels like a slippery slope in a good way of like, I'm going to start with those things, but I don't know where I'm going to end up, right? In this beautiful way of like, I'm going to start, maker's going to make. If you left me on a deserted island, I would pray, I would work out, and I would make art out of like seashells and rocks. Like I'm a maker at heart. And so it's like maker's going to make, and maker knows that I am a creative force in the world. And if I start, I may not stop.
Right.
And so there's this writing happening and this art coming out of me. And I said the other day, it's like, there's this passion, this drive in this art that feels like it's trapped in my body right now. I'm creatively pregnant. And eventually it's just urgent, just like labor. Like a woman's pregnant for 9 months and then like one morning she wakes up and she's like, now. And that's like how art feels in my body, right? It's like, I'm just carrying it around right now. And it's like incubating, growing arms and all these things. And it's like, yeah, we're probably about 6 months out
we're
from
due.
a creative explosion where you're like, Liz just started doing this thing. I didn't even know she could do it. I didn't even know I could do it.
That's cool.
Right? So there's some cool stuff like in the works, but it's not formulated. It's not like these clean goals on a paper. It's just like, you're going to feel into that. You're going to experience that. I might go to a concert at Red Rocks. Like there's some experiences I want to have or like some things that I want to share with the world, but it's not really goals anymore. It's not these like conquering, clawing and climbing your way to these things. It's ways of being.
Yeah.
And like, there's ways I want to make people feel. Like I want that house so that when people come into it, they feel a certain way.
Right.
March 26th, I'm hosting 14 people in Montana because I want them to experience Montana. So I called them all and I said, come to Montana. We're doing a weekend. This is the most hippie shit I'm going to say this whole day. It's called the Awakening of Hearts Retreat and it's free. Please come. And so I've architected this whole experience that's a third physical challenge, a third faith, and a third feeling. And there's going to be some tears. Not for me. I'll be crying a little bit, but I'm like, we're going to open you guys right up. And there's going to be the comfort of 14 souls around a flame of collective knowing where you're like, you guys all feel that, right? Everybody's like, it's going to be great.
That's
it's gonna
awesome.
Be great, dude.
That's-
So it's more about sharing things with others at this point. It's not really like about me accomplishing this big thing. It's like me just taking raw art to the world and being like, you know the song?
Yeah.
You feel too? Okay, rad. I'm going to keep doing.
So it's like, it's like a lot of the things you've done up to this point is like you said, it's like you're
Ripping
like
and running.
you're like in the fast lane.
Yeah.
I like how your goals right now are based mainly off of like you've already lived a lot, but now you're like your goals seem to be more organically based around like home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
there's the what do I want to do? And
You're
it's
like
check, check,
trying
check,
to
check,
make a home. Like you want to build, you want a home and wife. It's okay. That's home. You're growing roots now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
Exactly.
cool. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Because the next iteration of community or the next iteration of feeling can't happen on the road.
Right.
It's like I'm being asked to step into a different level of facilitator and host. It's like that can only happen if I have doors that I can say, come to my house.
Yeah.
Let me make you dinner. Let me put you through Alyssa boot camp. Like whatever the person needs, right? Some people need intensity. They need to be told to step it the fuck up, like life is urgent. And some people need the opposite of like, if I could get Rob to my house for an hour, the man would cry, right? I'd be like, Rob, we're going to feel some things. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, can data come? Yes. Like, you know, and it's like, it's so cool to be able to look at a person and it goes back to knowing the temperature and go like, you need to drop in or you need to get out of being so dropped in and identify your gifts, have the discipline to create and share with the world the courage, right? You need discipline and courage and force. You need to slow the fuck down. And it's so cool, man. It's so cool to be able to do both within myself and now with other people in the pot, so to speak. It's just so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's bringing me a lot of fulfillment in a really unconcrete way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's no longer KPIs, man.
No, it's not.
It's like,
So
How
this
do you-
ability to feel.
how
right?
do you
Feel
measure
deeply.
smiles? Like you were talking about that on your, was it your podcast or your story the other day where you're like, how do I measure the success of these fundraisers? It's not
Yeah.
just the dollar.
No, it's not.
yeah.
Like it's no longer just the dollar, man.
I think that's the hardest part for me is, there's a
not.
piece of that I feel like plays a crucial part. Like I just talked with Alejandro about that today. Alejandro, I did a fundraiser for him and his family. His little boy just passed, sadly. And we were just really talking about like, dude, to be honest, I hate that piece of it. It's not like I hate the money, but it's like, it's the only thing that's measurable. And I hate that. So I wish you could measure like what we actually gave him. And he's bawling, telling me this, right? He's like, dude, you bought me time. It's like, I will never have those 3 months back with my son ever in my entire life. He's like, we gave that to him. So it's like, yeah, it's just hard. How do you measure feeling? How do you get people to feel? And that's more my mission. It sounds like you're on a similar mission. Feel something.
Why I got in the car today, Devin.
Yes, like
There's resonance here, my
Yes.
friend. Yes.
Hope it worked.
Yes.
it's like, I mean, I love your passion for life and your passion for like true meaning and purpose and your mission to get people to feel something. Because we live in a monotony of just, you're crying.
Yeah.
The thing. The thing. Like, stop complaining, dude. Live your life.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Feel something. Get outside of yourself. Like, allow yourself to feel. I listened to a podcast that talked about that. It's like, not trying to fix your pain, but sitting in your pain increases your capacity to love. you know,
Yep.
and talking about this thing, right? It's like, you might be in this lowest of low. That's what I talked about with Alejandro today. You're in a low, dude. And it sucks and it will never be fixed. It doesn't need to be. But it's not going to stay here forever. You're going to have a high at some point. And guess what? It's not going to stay there forever. We're just
And
going,
this too
man.
shall pass.
Yeah.
And this too shall pass, good and bad.
Yep.
I think that's why, for me, like CrossFit was such a gateway drug. I was so numbed out at that point in my life, and I had to feel something, pain. Laying on the floor, looking at the ceiling, what just happened to me? Am I going to
that'll
live
happen.
today?
Jesus.
But I think it's a gateway for a lot of people, right? And like, I would love to know if there's anything else that you guys would add on to that of like, what are some of the things that you're like, I'm going to feel something. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but it's going to crack me open. Like, we're kind of collecting that in my toolbox right now for people because it's not always through physical challenge, right? It's like there's different ways to get people to actually drop in. So
I think
would
it's so
love to know.
hard because I feel like the body, like it's all connected, right?
Yep.
And so once you experience that, you know, like I pushed beyond a limit that I thought I may have had, or I felt something that I haven't felt in a while. Like, but then it also does something to your brain.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, what's happening here? And then you dive. I don't know. That's kind of my personal experience. When I started CrossFit, I mean, I loved it. I dove all the way in, but that unlocked something in me. And it sounds hokey, stupid, whatever, but like there's a new person here. And I'm like, what am I capable of? And now I'm just doing podcasts.
All this power we podcast.
Dude. But it's like, you know, Fastlane. I did Fastlane for a solid probably year and a half. And I've slowed it down quite a bit. I think just because I know because of what I'm doing now. I can't feel this deep of a feeling fast. I got to just sit. And one, out of respect, like there's no way to like, all right, Alejandro, sorry, I got to go help the next family. You know? No. Like, I'm going to sit with you. We're going to walk through this. Like, you can lean on me whenever. I'm going to feel with it. Like, I'm balling with him today too, you know? And that's a strange thing for me because I didn't feel emotions like this before I started what I was doing. And I cried in front of Alejandro. And I don't cry in front of people. I'll cry to the camera, but by myself. But I'm not a public crier. So I was like, a new unlock for me today, which I'm happy because I said a prayer when I walked in that house and like, please allow me to feel this.
Who did you pray to?
I prayed to Owen and Tanner, my father-in-law, my sister, and Brielle. Those are all people I've helped or has been a part of my life. And, you know, and God, whoever, whatever, you know, what bit of power, you know, I'm not trying to replace that God piece, but there's just a piece of like, I know people on the other side now and I know they hear me.
Well said.
So
Yeah.
I felt something.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
cool. I think that makes sense, dude, because it's kind of like we had a talk with somebody the other night, and we were just talking about, like, I think a lot of people do this, but I think you can't stress it enough is, like, really sitting in what you really think is most important. And, like, when we were having this conversation, essentially it was like, what are your needs? There's so many wants in life. There's so many things that people just get, like, bypass on, like, oh, I want this. I want. It's like, well, what do you really need? And like one of my two big needs, obviously, is like survival. What do I need to survive? Unfortunately, money. Fuck. I need money, right? It's like I need to be able to make some money. The other thing that I need is my kids. I need my family. And when we were having this conversation, it was just like take every want out of everything you need in your life and just focus on the needs. And one of the things I've preached with you guys with and with them is like taking a little bit of time to like cool off, and whatever your need is, just focus on it. So like my example was like, I'll spend 5 or 10 minutes with my kids in the living room, wherever they're doing it. And I'll really try and just like watch them and their, you know, their mannerisms, their personalities, their giggles, their love, like fighting, whatever it is. And just being like, that's my need. That's literally all I need is to watch what I have made. That is every principle I've ever put into them. That is every thought process I've ever made them feel. That is every type of, you know, their personality is literally based upon what I've done for them, right? And Devin made me do something when we were in the Known. That was a group that he put together, and it was like writing yourself a letter to your little you.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody's done that before, but that one was just like so huge for me because it made me realize like what I wanted to be when I was a kid. right? And we've talked about that. And that makes me realize what I still want to be without all these filters of life, of taxes and money and
How?
all the bullshit, right? It's like, I still want to be a kid, right? That's, I don't know. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but like just really unpacking things in a way that just screw all of your wants and just focus on your needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's big.
absolutely it is. I just posted a carousel the other day that you were like, I can't wait to go here, so I'm going to go there. And it was about the statement, I would do anything to have blank. And then all the swipes are like, okay, but would you blank? Okay, but would you blank? One of the things that you just make me realize was, one of the slides said, okay, you want to live this life on the road. Cool. Would you be okay not having everything you need all the time? Because I didn't. Sometimes I needed a hug and it wasn't there. Sometimes I needed to be, like with somebody, a familiar face, and it wasn't there. Sometimes I needed to see my mom, couldn't, right? But like really what I needed on a deeper level to go experience life, right? It's like even when we are perceived like I don't have what I need, it strips away and reveals what we actually need, which is so interesting, taking that like one level deeper. So it's like, yeah, I love that those are so simple, right? It's like I need my 4 walls. I need my family. I love that. And if I didn't have that, I would still have what I need. There's this like any feeling felt all the way through is bliss is like the concept that I feel like you're pulling strings at. It's so freaking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, for sure. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can say it, but at the end of the day, it's like everything else in my head is like keeping up with the Joneses. And it doesn't even matter what neighborhood you live in. It's like, Devin lives next to a neighbor who's got sick e-bikes. I'm like, fuck, I want one of those. That's still a want,
It's a want.
right? So it's like, I don't know. I'm interested in your retreat. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
What
sick.
actually has heart and meaning is the question you're asking. Because the e-bike, it doesn't have heart and meaning. It could. Like, I could have fun with my kids on the e-bike. There could be a potential dream there, right? It's like, if that never happens, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, there you
Right?
go.
There's a contentment and a spirit of contentment. That's actually something I've been really praying for more of. It's just like, let me be content in the boring Tuesday. Like, I want to be just as stoked on a Tuesday as I am on a Saturday. Always.
Right.
Just bringing it back to, again, like, where can I infuse joy? With the simple, it's not usually money. It's usually the mountains. It's usually like a beverage. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. It's so simple.
Yeah, it
Simple
is.
stuff.
We overcomplicate the shit out of it.
Dude, we do. I do. I'm so guilty of that.
No, we all do.
Like placing my happiness in things, like
when
the
I get here, I'm
items.
going to be happy. The
Yeah.
destination
Oh,
thing. Yeah.
that's too. Yeah, like in this future version of myself, I spoke about that where I'm like, I place all this weight on this person I'm chasing, and guess what? Yeah, the gap never closes. I'm never gonna be that person because I might achieve this new thing, like even this, right? We have a podcast out now, which is sick, But like now I'm like, okay, like future me, I'm looking over the shoulder again of like, what's next? Like, now I need to sit in this and just be still and be thankful that I have this opportunity. This piece of my life is happening. I want to sit with it. And it's freaking cool. And like, should I just read what I wrote that one night?
You should. Yeah, because I think that's a big thing too, is like, I'm so guilty of it all the time too, but I always go back to what I said. I try and practice that. I am not perfect by any regards. I still go into the freaking gun shop and I'm like, I need every 5.56 in here and
Now.
every freaking scope.
Yeah, me too.
But still, it's like, I know that's where I need to put my principles in that. Those are my virtues.
There's a biological thing happening there as a man where you're like, I need to protect and provide, need things, right? Like, thank God your testosterone is high enough to want the guns.
Shout out Jordan Hill.
I love it. That's my perspective on that. A man that is without want is a man that is without drive.
That's cool.
It's like, thanks for wanting things.
Yeah.
Tyler. We need you to want things in life.
All right.
Sincerely, all women.
Thank you for giving me the acceptance.
Well, I think that's
to
what
buy
it is too.
every
It's
gun.
like, it's okay to want.
Yeah.
It's not okay to place your happiness or your feelings in the want.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to get it and work for it and put your time into trying to get the gun, get whatever. But it's like, yeah, don't place all of your worth in this thing.
Yeah.
And I get caught in that.
So a little foreshadowing on that backstory. Is this what you wrote the day that I said it? That's crazy.
I just write little notes, thoughts, whatever.
So we were having this huge conversation with somebody that was going through a rough time. And me and Devin are always, Tommy too, like we're on this wavelength that seems like a lot of times where it's like, I'll say something and an hour later he's like, I literally just talked about this.
Devin's like, I heard you think that.
Yeah.
So that evening we were having this conversation, and then Devin's like, well, that's weird. That's crazy because I'm in the, what'd you say, Brolam's grocery store parking lot.
I was eating sushi. I
By
was eating
himself?
grocery store sushi upstairs. Yeah.
That's what made you
Off
feel
your
it.
bicep.
Yeah. And
I do it with my fingers, dude. I'm not a toothpick. What was it called? I'm not a toothpick kind of
gotta chop
sushi.
it
guy.
you're a Dapper Dan, man.
Yeah, she's like, I mean, yeah, we were talking, and it's a she, but she just kept saying all these wants. I'm like, bro,
Need.
yeah. And it's like, so I literally wrote this. It's like, you don't need more, you want more, but you're confusing want with need, and it's stealing your peace. If you stay focused on what's missing, you'll miss what's already here. It's okay to want more. It's not okay to believe you need it to enjoy your life. You can enjoy your life now. What you actually need is a shift in perspective. And it was like, boom.
The same day we have to have a conversation with somebody before we even talked about it. It's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I had a client go through the extraction process that I was describing earlier, and her rip on life, her final thesis statement that came out of it was, don't miss it.
That's cool.
That's
I
awesome.
love
And
that.
that is so in line with what you just said.
That's sweet.
Don't miss it.
Whatever you do, don't miss it. She had a dad that was battling cancer and is luckily okay. But man, it rocked her. She was like, oh, it's here to
Life into
teach me not to miss it. Yeah. So good, man.
Don't miss it.
But it's unfortunate that we wait until a time in our life that notches us or whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, it actually goes in like cycles, right? But it's like this hits you so hard. And then it's like, damn it, don't miss it. And it goes for like 2 or 3 years. And then you're like, I need this. I need this. I want this. I want this. I want this. And then it's like something else hits you and you're like, I did it again.
Yeah, that's
Don't
crazy.
miss it. Like I was watching, we had a Facebook story pop up the other day. Jen might have shared it. Like it was my dad. My dad passed away 3 years ago now, maybe. And he had an art studio. He did watercolors. He did whatever. And so like, I was super fortunate. I owned the house. It was a big, like monster studio. It used to be a ballroom dancing studio. When I bought the house and my dad was like, he's painting in his garage. And I was like, Dad, why don't you just take this art studio? Or why don't you just take this studio and make it yours? And he's like, well, what do I owe you in rent? And I said, nothing. You can never repay me for what you've taught me. And he's like, okay. And so like his whole wall's like, everything is so full of art. And I'm like, why don't you sell some of this stuff? Anyways, so my kids, I was fortunate, my kids would be like, we're going to see grandpa. And I'm like, okay, see ya. And they go over and we'd like walk over an hour later and they're like playing Monopoly or like they're freaking rollerblading around the studio or like pushing him in his wheelchair, like not wheelchair, but like the wheelie chair, like pushing him around or he's pushing them around or whatever. And so like my wife took the picture of my son and him playing Monopoly and she reposted it the other day on Facebook. And she was like, she just said like, I miss these memories or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that guy he always, let's see, no matter how busy he was, he always made time to take those little moments and like make sure that they were made. And I was like, damn it. I'm like, man, like, and he would like, it wasn't like, oh, 3 years ago, his dad died. I got to make these moments. Like he did it. It was always for the 38 years that I can remember being alive. Like he always was there to make memories no matter what. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, wish I could be like that because that's tough.
Yeah.
That's way hard.
It's like someone that doesn't just love, they like inhabit their love.
Yeah.
They're in it. All the it's kind of goes back to like the notion of like, it's just not that deep. That's a person who knows it's not that deep. Whatever it is, the perceived, like I have to get this thing done. Your dad like knew, and it's not that deep. Like this is more important.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So
Tough.
good.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
Trying to figure it out.
It's hard. It's like another one.
Reps.
For real though,
Yeah.
things just this mind shift change. Like even talking about beliefs, right? Core beliefs, whatever they are. What are yours again?
Right now, my core like top 2 values are expression and growth.
That's cool.
It used to be freedom and growth. Things evolve.
Hey, we can still put freedom in here.
Yeah. I only let myself
Is there a
have
reason
2.
for 2?
Yeah, I think when you have more than 2, the word priorities didn't used to exist. It was originally priority. Like if I have more than 1 in each hand, I'm forgetting the third one. Like I can't juggle. So just 2, just simplicity.
Did you read a book about that? I'm reading a book about this right now.
No,
It's called Essentialism.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's something out of that.
Talks
vein.
literally says that about priority, which is funny. Where was I going with this? I was going to say something cool, but must not be important.
Something about core beliefs and values.
Oh, core
You were
beliefs.
asking about
Yeah.
those, yeah.
Your beliefs and like trying to figure out how to like be more present, more, soaking up the moment. And that's something I have to really, really work on. And I don't know why. I've been this way since I was young, just like always looking forward to the next season and not being in the one I'm in. And I think lately I've been a lot better at that. I'm not great, but I think with my values of what I've, my beliefs is, love and relationships. And it's like, you can't love or have a relationship if I'm not here.
Yeah.
So it's like my kids, my friends, with anything, if I'm always listening to this, living for this distant land of version of me, whatever. Yeah, I'm not loving and I have no relationships. I'm just burning it all down in my brain, right? Like, because I'm not giving it the time it deserves or needs, or the time I want to give it either. But
You'll have the thing without the meaning.
Yeah.
You just go for the thing.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things I love to ask myself is at what cost? And like, there was a goal when I started my business. I want to be a 6-figure business owner. I was like, that's badass, because why? I don't know. Abstract goal. Didn't think of how my life would be different or not. It was just like, I want to be able to say that, right? And in the pursuit of that, I started to realize it wasn't just be a 6-figure business owner. There started to be constraints, and like, but not if it takes more than X hours a week, or like, not if it makes me an asshole to my family, or like, not if it makes it so I can never go home. Like, these different things started to reveal themselves. And someone, I don't know who it was, I wish I knew, said, Lyssa, what you're talking about is not net worth, it's net fulfillment, and you have to look at both. I was like, that's the word. Like, again, naming things is really big for me, right? Like, it lands. And so I always say I'm way more concerned about net fulfillment than I am about net worth, which is the difference between somebody who works in their business and on it. They have like a business, they love it, it's their thing, and somebody who just like keeps starting businesses, right? It's different personality, different concern, different priority. And I love that concept of net fulfillment, because I think that's kind of where you're at. You're at that crossroads of being like, okay, I want to do all this stuff, but I also like want to feel good while I'm doing it. And I want my relationships intact, and I want my time intact, and I want these different things. And that is where creative solutions, I believe, like come from. So I had this program called the 24-hour Business Builder. And it was, you can own a 6-figure business, but you're capped at 24, 25 hours a week. Like, what if work was really 1/7 of your life? What would you do then? Like, and they're like, I can do that. I'm like, I'm doing it right now. Like, yeah, of course you can do it. And I was obsessed with this idea of working part-time but making full-time income, right? And it translated into an offer, but like, I don't think it has to translate into an offer. I think you can just live it. And there's so much beauty in what you just said. I don't know if you realize it, but good job, Deb.
Job, dude.
I'll get it out. You formulate it. I've noticed you have a lot of structure. That's not something I am good at. All right. So you're maybe it's women. I don't know. But like, even the way you talk, right? Like, I will have a book in 1 month, or 1 year, 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the shit? I'm going to write this many pages on these many days. And I'm like, I know that's what you did. Right.
It's a conscious knowing of my deeper chaos, though, which is I will write the whole book tonight and I won't sleep for 3 months if I just do this thing, right? And so I actually sat with Lad and he was like, so you said you want to write a book this year. Are you going to write that whole thing by like March? Like, am I going to see you? And I was like, that's a great idea. Why don't I write a chapter a month? He's like, yep, the book will take you all year. I was like, and then I'll have 3 months to edit. So that's where that came from. It came from somebody in my life being a mirror and knowing my chaos so deeply that structure was installed, right? It's not just me waking up being like, I need a schedule.
I've tried, dude. It don't work.
I need a planner. I need to write this down.
Yeah. As much as I love a good planner, I'm a recovering type A. So
So a lot of your work and a lot of stuff you're doing, I would say, is probably built off like, right, you're ripping on life, you're having fun, but it's still this emotion. If you're not feeling that emotion, this creative emotion, have you found a way to put yourself in that, or do you just let it flow?
if it's emotionally dead, I kind of leave. That's something that I've had to install checkpoints on really recently in the last year or two of like, hey, when you get bored, you can't keep quitting. You need to stay and you need to learn what staying power feels like. And staying power feels like often having a conversation of, hey, I'm not feeling fulfilled. I've identified that this and this is missing. And can we install that somehow in a business scenario or in a relationship? Hey, I'm feeling this way. One of the things, this is just a sidebar that has to get said, is like, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm confrontational. I come in hot. I used to walk into conversations like this. Here's what not to do, guys. And maybe I'm just like a little dumb and a little slow, but I would walk into these conversations and be like, you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and therefore I feel like this. But somehow in those conversations, I would never get to how I was feeling because the other person would be proving, deflecting, defending all of these accusations that were flying at them. And it wasn't until I dated the dude with a lot of feelings where he said, I need you to flip this, and I need you to say, hi, I'm feeling neglected first. And then we can talk about where it's coming from. And so I've taken that piece of like lead with the feeling, follow with the reason, and applied it to everything. And it's like so much easier to be like, oh man, I feel dead inside. Why? Well, because this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. What would be an antidote or a solution to that happening? Okay, let's inverse that. Let's talk to 30% less people in sales. Let's close 10% more. Let's have a meaningful conversation every day. And like, it's so interesting how things can shift when you give them a chance to shift. And when you're not in this hasty pace of, I have somewhere to get by a certain deadline because I'm a woman with goals, right? Is like, oh, I can actually allow my experiences to evolve and iterate. And like, it's always going to be this messy dance, but like, I love it. Holy moly. Thank God we can iterate. Thank God I can go to anybody in my life and say, hey, this is happening. Where can we make a 10% change? Like, it doesn't have to be a 180 all the time. It could be a 10-degree shift. And like, it completely resets your trajectory. Even a 2-degree shift resets your trajectory, right? And so like having that structure comes back to like, they're all just 10% installments at this point. None of them are 180s anymore. And it's like so much more palatable versus going from chaos to like, I need a schedule tomorrow. It's 100% functional. So anyway, I don't know where that came from.
Get that going.
Had to go there.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, man.
No, I like that though, because it's kind of, you said something that kind of made me think about like, how many times have you think you've been in an argument and you end up into the argument and you're like, I don't even remember what the fuck I was arguing about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Multiple
Just
times,
that.
right? So it's like, I've caught myself in that situation with just not arguments, but just like talks all together. I'm like, I don't even remember like what the point is, but it's like, if you can focus on just like when you go into something and you're thinking about just that goal and you don't get into the weeds of like, well, it made me feel like this. And it like, that takes you into a different highway, into a different town of like, you don't even realize how to get the map back to the fucking town you wanted to be in because you were already arguing about or talking about something else. So it's like, I think that's what you were thinking about, task oriented.
Yeah.
And just like trying to peel back like the why instead of thinking about the emotions centered around it that could take you to a different place.
And like when prompted, when the other person needs that piece of information, they'll ask.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, well, like, why? Why are we talking about this today? Why do you want to go somewhere else? Like, oh, well, actually, and you can go into that one feeling or that one side street, but like, you're not taking them on a world tour.
Right. It's like the 3 H's. Have you ever heard of those?
The what?
The 3 H's?
No, I don't.
So it's like the principle of like 3 H's for it's like, this more mainly like in a relationship, whether it's like your friendship or whatever, but it's like 3 H's is like, can I help you? Can I hug you? Or do you just need me to hear you?
I love that.
So it's like, it's kind of what you're thinking. It's like, there's so many different ways you can go into a conversation, but there's a certain way, just like when you walk into Rob's office, that you got to read the room, even though you're going to freaking be you no matter what. But you need to know the context on like, how can I help the situation the best for it to organically be like advantageous for all of us.
Just go hug him every single time.
Just, I'm going to love you.
You ever hugged Rob?
Twice.
Was he like, get off of me?
What the
Oh,
fuck is
no.
going on?
One time we were partying, and he walks up to me and he grabs me by the shoulders. I was very scared. Eye contact, like just, and he's like, you are awesome. You are delivering. And before I knew it, one of my cheeks was on Rob's chest and one of my cheeks was on Keaton's chest because Keaton felt left out. And he's like, this girl just wants to hug the whole world. And I look at him and I'm like, I've never felt so seen in my life, Keaton. Thank you for that. So that was one time. And then August 15th, my dad's passing. Rob and I actually facilitated a mastermind that day. And I wanted him to know that I needed some time to myself before coming into work. All things considered, I should have been there at 7 a.m., right? Like knowing his energy, knowing what the day held, texted him at 7 and I said, hey, I will be there at 9, ready to rock and roll. Next 2 hours, I'm going to honor my dad. This man was in building 3 working on cars. He must have set an alarm for 9:15. Walks into my office, says nothing, gives me the biggest, longest hug. I almost cried. And I was like, yeah. And then we facilitated a kick-ass mastermind all day. And it was like, there's no way I'd rather spend the day, right? But it was like, I need to give this time and space to be felt. for you to know just enough context on, hey, I might be just 1% off today, and here's why, and show up and rip on it.
Sick.
Like, it was awesome.
I think it's cool you can communicate that. Like, how much is just lacking in communication? And even like talking about arguments and figuring out stuff with my wife, even my own emotions, I've started to just ask myself why. Like, let's get to the root of why I feel like this. Oh, you're pissing me off. Why? Is it actually her? You know?
You are bringing me to my anger. You are not making me angry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then also, if she's feeling a certain way, like, well, why? It's okay to ask, but let's talk. Let's talk this out. It doesn't have to be 5 hours, but
Amen.
but I think just having a good conversation and understanding, not deflecting, not blaming either. Yeah, we're pointing fingers. It's like that. We're all guilty of something. I know I am. So when I feel like when I come out like that to my wife, the conversation gets way better, and I usually get laid after.
Hell yeah.
So
Win-win.
woohoo!
Win-win.
You cheat code.
Cheat code. Got it.
Hold space for feelings,
you
number
felt,
one.
you felt the pain of that conversation, and then you got the pleasure.
Yeah.
It's
And I got
full
it all.
Way to
circle.
pull it full circle.
It's full circle. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You
That's
know,
good.
It's funny because sometimes that works the other way. Lad and I had a really pivotal conversation. I think there's like those checkpoints in relationships, right? We were like right around the 3-month mark. We had a very important conversation. And without going into his business and details, afterward, we had like the best sex ever. And I was like, what changed? And he looks at me and he's like, that conversation. And I was like, it's not just me. Oh, okay. Yeah. So once every 3 months, he's allowed to have feelings. Yeah.
You want to conversate tonight?
How many conversations do you want to have?
What was that? What's that viral video with it's like the guys and the girl and the husband and wife, and they're like, that just reminded me of, and it's like they're like, hey, take out the trash, and he's like, okay, honey, and then she's like, looks at him weird, and he's like, what? And she's like, gives him this weird look, and he's like, oh, you want to fight, don't you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, take out your own fucking trash. And she's like, I'll take out. No, you take it out, you lazy piece of. And it's like they fight on purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe it just needs to happen every 3 months.
Fight to make up. There's a
Exactly.
song about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like way too high.
Wait, you want to
But
fight? That's so funny
so
to me.
good. So good. Yeah, relationships are funny, aren't they? Like the little quirky things you do, and it's your personality being a Venn diagram with somebody else's personality. So that would never work on me. Be like, you're being an asshole. Leave. Like that's not my humor, right? But I can still appreciate it when
Yeah.
it's like observed in someone else. It's so wild.
Like I want to build tension.
just to tear it down.
I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna fight it.
I love
that's
it.
I always wonder, and even my wife, she's always like, "You think other people do this?"
Oh, dude,
I'm
that's
like-
a question all the time.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure.
If you really want to know, you can go on Reddit.
Oh, dude, that one has Reddit.
jeez. Oh, that's a dark place. I bet. I'm sure that can get wild. That's awesome.
So good.
I want to ask you, and you don't have to answer this. This
These
is
are my
deep.
favorite questions.
Oh,
so.
shit. Oh, this is deeper, right? This goes back to the deep. I've just been thinking about the whole time, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
capacity to love, to feel. You're a deep feeler. It's apparent. And we kind of like touched on it, but not really. Like, what broke you to feel this deeply?
I think my dad ripped me right out of reality so fast. There was a fracture there already, right? And the fracture was my parents' divorce. I was like 8, and my mom comes upstairs and she's like, "Hey, we're not going to live here anymore." It's an interesting way to tell me that we are leaving dad. Okay, cool. So 8-year-old mind, very simplistic thinking. I was like, cool. They don't love each other anymore. That was the immediate first registered thing, right? And then there was like the register of change. Where are we living? Am I going to like my room? Like just the basic 4 walls, your tangible world at that age, right? And that was a fracture. And then my relationship with my dad became compromised. He was partying more and more and more and more and more. And my mom, the reason for the split, had said to him like, hey, if you're going to continue to walk down this path, I can't walk with you spiritually. I can't walk with you emotionally. And you're making me feel abandoned. So abandoned that I need to leave, right? Was a paraphrase of the conversation. And she said that for every moment that she was on a bar stool, she wasn't hiking, she wasn't painting, she wasn't cooking. And so just to give you a little bit more of her personality still. So we leave, we get an apartment, and that's kind of like the beginning of the break. I'm cool, I'm going to my dad's every other weekend. We are partying. All my best partying was done before I was 8. Okay? I'm jumping off of roofs. I'm holding giant boa constrictors and I'm like walking out of people's houses. I'm like, Dad, look what I found. He's like, put that thing away. Like, just like crazy. We're lighting fireworks off. I had every cover band lyric memorized. We would go see these cover bands in people's garages. This guy, Big Ron, gave me his guitar pick one night. And I was like, I have Big Ron's guitar pick. So I'd go back to my mom's house on a Sunday night. What'd you do this weekend? We went to the popcorn bar and then we went to Big Ron's. And it was like this whole, and my mom was like, you cannot go there on weekends anymore. Holy shit, what are you guys doing? Calls my dad, hey, if you're not going to do kid stuff with her, you're not going to have her on the weekends. My dad said, yep, we're not going to do kid stuff. Right? So a little bit of a hard ass, but caught in the hands or the chains of addiction. So that's not him. This is his addiction acting out, right? And it's like, of course, when you're addicted to drugs and alcohol, you're not just going to say, yep, I'll be sober next weekend. It's not going to happen. So my 2020 hindsight on that is like, oh, that wasn't you speaking to me. That was your addiction speaking to me. Didn't have that insight as an 8-year-old. So that fracture continues. I start to see him like throughout the week. I'm like 11. He's coming over after school. He's passing out on the couch. Why? This man is a high functioning alcoholic. He is all party Thursday night to Sunday night, and he is all work Monday night to Thursday night. There is 3 ragers at his house, a bender every single weekend, and he's starting to deal drugs. We have 49 locks on the house, security cameras, and he's living in a state of paranoia, to paint this picture very clearly. And I now can't go to this house because there's a pagan living there. And pagans treat women as property. And my mom's like, it is unsafe for you to be there at any time. You're not going. So this is like a tension building thing where by age 14, I am like, why is my dad not in my life? Why does he not care? It's all about what it means to me as a girl, right? And like, again, 10 years later, it's like he would rather be absent from my lacrosse game than at my lacrosse game high. He's smart enough to know this. He's smart enough to keep a job. He has all these like built-in protective mechanisms amidst his addiction. So like very high functioning human being. And so that's building. And there's this, I'm turning 16 and I'm like, okay, my dad's going to teach me to drive. It's going to get better. We're going to hang out. I'm going to finally figure out what kind of music he likes beyond just what's on the radio. I'm going to finally ask him like what concerts he's seen. Like I had these hopes starting to form, right? And 3 weeks before my 16th birthday, all that summer, I was praying, God, grow me, God, grow me, God, grow me. I was already like, there's got to be more to life. I was 15 years old. And I was already like, this can't be it. 9 to 5, I need to pick a college. What is this bullshit? Like there was always just like an the path in me from a young age. And I think he put that in me with his like, you can do whatever you want. You can have 2 businesses, drugs and Harleys. You can have parties every weekend. I was like, what do you mean I have to go to school and get a 9 to 5? Like, that's not the world I come from, right? It was like this whole thing. So anyway, I'm starting to get really excited about driving with him. He's going to teach me to drive. It's going to be great. I'm sitting on my pool deck, sunny day, watching the clouds go by, and get this knot in my stomach. I have a knot right now telling the story. It's palpable, right? And you're like, somebody's in the driveway. I don't think I want to see him. And I look, our pool is behind our garage. So I like do one of these. There's a cop in the driveway. I'm like, what did I do? Or what did he do? Because I know my mom and stepdad are innocent. They just have parking tickets, okay? Like they're good. And so I walk around. For some reason, it almost felt like someone pushed me. I didn't go back to the pool deck. I went to the driveway. And you know when they say things happen so fast? It is like a blur. There's a cop shaking my hand, and he says to me, like, your father died in a motorcycle accident today. Like, pew. And that moment to the next 24 hours is a blur. But I remember walking to our house, getting in the living room, collapsing on the floor, hugging my stepdad and saying, you're my dad now, AKA, I'm so glad you're already installed in my life because I don't know what I'm dealing with right now. That night, my parents left and went to a concert. I don't think I should have been left alone. I told them to go. I was like, you guys have been waiting for this for 8 months, my stepdad and my mom. Go. I call my best friend, and this is wild. My best friend, Ashley, her dad and my dad were best friends. Her dad had already died. So I know that she knows the pain that I'm in. I call her and I say, my dad died a couple hours ago in a ditch. He flew off the road, didn't have the right kind of helmet on, split his head open, bled out. I'm processing actually how he died, the logistics of the moment. I'm processing the first 3 emotional thoughts were, he won't be at my wedding, he won't be at my graduation, he won't meet my kids. immediately at age 15, like, choo, 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 and I'm just being taken out. She and I stay on the phone for probably 2 hours. I fall into a deep sleep, and I have a dream that night that my dad's girlfriend at the time, who was also very into drugs, I have a dream that she breaks into the house that I'm living in, murders my whole family except for me. I wake up the next morning worse than I went to bed. That night, she broke into my dad's house and stole all the drugs out of it. So, like, there's these weird parallels with she actually did break into a house, not mine. Way weird, right? So it was just like a crazy thing.
Holy shit.
I wake up the next day, it's 10 a.m., and I have friends at my door with a griddle and pancakes. I'm like, I don't want to see you people right now. My dad died less than 24 hours ago. Their dad died in a car accident with them in the car when they were 6 and 10. They said, no, we know you don't want to see us. We're going to make you breakfast. You don't have to say anything. They sat and made me pancakes. That is the break, my friend. That 24 hours of my life was everything you thought was going to get better, gone. The permanence of or the impermanence of life, the urgency of life, installed. And the aftermath of that, right, sends me into a deep depression. I start romanticizing, like, can I just go be with Jesus now? Because, like, I don't have purpose. And this whole thing feels pointless. And then to make it all better, we were studying the book of Ecclesiastes at my church that month, which is a book about how life is meaningless. And I was like, see? Like, it's in the book. It literally says Hebel. Hebel translates in its Latin or Arabic or whatever it is to meaninglessness. And I'm like, it's smoke and mirrors. This whole entire life is pointless. So that entire summer, I'm like, can I please be Regina George? Can I please get hit by a bus? I'm not going to commit suicide, but I am. Oh, I am. Please take me out. Like, I am romanticizing the shit out of that. That all happens. 3 weeks after my dad dies, I found out my mom's pregnant. Way too much change for one human being, okay? My mom's pregnant with my second sister, and she's like, yeah, we're going to go look at cars. And she comes back, and she's like, we went to an ultrasound. And I was like, what? Like, just not okay.
Dang.
That's not an Oldsmobile, Mom.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And so there was just, I mean, that winter broke me, right? I'm trying to give you the context and the summary here, but it's like, that was a dark, dark place. And what turned me around from that was going to Romania. And I went to Romania when I was 16, so the following summer, hiked up, I think, the 7th tallest mountain in the world, and all day long felt like God was saying, I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with you. Can't quit. I'm not done with you yet. The greater are the plans I have for you. He who starts a work in you will be faithful to finish it over and over. And it won't leave my conscious, like, the whole day. I'm like, did you bring me all the way to Romania to hear you say that? What? And I came home, and it was a 180. It was like, I don't know what we're doing, but we're not done. And there was just like a force installed, right? And like, it all kind of got better from there, slowly but surely, right? Like, taking that mission trip and saying yes was like, I had to get a job. It got me out of my bedroom. Like, there's so many things I could pull apart and be like, there was these pieces that were all just so divinely ordained. And like, the ripples of all of that still echo today, which is the coolest part. It's like the God's not done with you yet piece, like burning my whole business down basically and working for Rob. Like, that's another iteration, a further out ripple of like, not done with you yet. It's not the Lyssa show. You're going to build the Rob Bailey show now. It's like, oh, okay. Learning to play second fiddle, learning to make it about others, right? Like, my goals are done for the most part. I want to have a house. I want to have a marriage. I want to make people feel things. Like, that's like in a book, right? It's like these are like things that they're almost inevitable when you just keep showing up for life. It's like, yeah, I'm going to show up and participate, and it's going to happen. There's not these longings or like incompetencies within myself that I'm like, well, if I was enough, I'd be able to have a house. Like, it's not that anymore, right? Like, it is in your early 20s. You have to like prove yourself and like really feel who you are and be like, no, I'm someone who's got this. Like, you have to have those moments. Those moments are done. It's so beautiful. So the break was very apparent. And then there was like minor breaks along the way where like people didn't believe in my dreams. I had a chip on my shoulder. People told me it wasn't realistic. And my favorite one is, well, that's just life. And I would always be like, yeah, for you.
Eat shit. That's my favorite thing to tell people.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
So this happened at 15. 16, you feel this. Have you read the book The Alchemist?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I have. It is a good book.
It's I mean, that's kind of what this is reminding me of.
Yeah.
Just on this journey, right? Of probably ended up back where we started. But have you guys read it?
No, I started reading part of it.
I did the Audible.
It's good. Yeah, I like it. It really reminds me of that.
It's definitely a full circle thing. Time isn't real, right? My great grandmother passed, and on her way to the other side. She said, I see it, and it's good. And she had tears. And then a few months later, my aunt had a dream, and she came to her in the dream. And it was so cool because I don't know if you guys have lost anybody have a dream about them. They don't usually use words. I'm not saying never. It's usually they imprint a feeling or they signal something, or like it doesn't need language oftentimes. And she says to my aunt, you're here now. You just don't know it yet about heaven. She literally said time's not real. Like we think it's linear, but it's just so not linear. And so there's these beliefs, you know, along the lines of The Alchemist and things being full circle of like, I don't think it's a linear timeline. Like it's linear here for sure. Like we could talk about yesterday and tomorrow and everything, but it's like, is it really linear everywhere though? Like we can get into some deep layers here.
Oh, I think about that all the time.
That's the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, that I'm down. I'm down to get
The
deep.
earth is flat and clocks aren't real. No, I'm just kidding.
That's like, there's two things I also want to ask you. On a spiritual side, obviously your dad has passed. You're spiritual. I think you believe in some sort of after this, right? Do you have a relationship with your dad now?
Yeah. So very nonverbal relationship. We'll start there. There are times where, well, first of all, the underlying like or overlying belief is you see way more now than you would have if you were here. You are so caught in drugs and addiction that like, this is so cool. You can just see it all. You don't miss a minute. You're with me every second. That's fucking special. So there's that aspect where you're just like, whoa, okay. So that aside, there are moments, and there's one I'll describe very vividly because I could rattle off 20 of these, right? Where it's just like, there's dad. These little things happen. Shooting stars, a certain song at a certain time, like little things like that. There was one day I was driving through Texas, and I think I was on a 13-hour drive alone from one friend's house to another. Wasn't lonely by any means, but I was in the sauce. Like when you spend 13 hours alone driving, something happens to your mental state where you're kind of on like a trip, right? And so I'm driving, and he used to drive a white Chevy, and this white Chevy merges right in front of me, almost to the point where I was like, dude, you couldn't yield. And I'm looking at it, and it's a white Chevy with a Pennsylvania plate. Someone I know and love drove a white Chevy with a Pennsylvania plate. Not to mention it was a Silverado. And I'm like, okay, all right, Dad. Okay, you're slowing me down for some reason, or you're speeding me up for some reason. Right as we're merging, I'm just following this truck for probably 170 miles. And I'm like, man, you're really hanging out with me today. This is cool. And I'm talking to him. I'm just like, you know, kind of like praying, just holding a state, thinking about him, thinking about where I'm going, who I'm about to see, all these things. And this song like pulls me out of this kind of daze that I'm in. The highway hypnosis is what I call it, where you're just like there. And the lyrics are, I'll be your cosmic cowgirl, you be my starry night. And I forget the rest of the song, but it's something like, basically, I'll pull you forward. I'm paraphrasing. And the sun is setting perfectly, and it's this bright orange, and this song is on, and I am just like, whoosh. Like, again, I'm able to feel one song at a time now. And so I'm just like, you are right here pulling threads. It's these moments where you constantly are subconsciously saying, am I on the path? God, am I on the path? Dad, am I on the path? Am I on the path? It's like, you're on the path, sister. Like, there's just those moments, those mic drop moments where it's like, it slaps you upside the head. And you're like, I'm so on the path. I couldn't be off the path if I tried. And I'm so grateful for this. And so I'm just driving, and I'm like, okay, cosmic cowgirl, starry night. Let's go. And then it gets dark out. And so sunset turns into a starry night, turns into rural Texas, turns into I can see the stars. And I feel my dad saying to me, every single one of these stars is a pinhole to heaven, and I have a string through every single one. And it was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever had with him. Or it's like a string through every single, what does that mean? Like stars are often on strings in like little cartoons. I'm like, what? It's like, no, I'm pulling strings from this realm for you all the time. Like, it's not you making it happen, sister. Like, we are up here arranging things, divine intervention, divine appointments, people that are going to come into your life at a certain time and play. It's not you. It's all gift, right? And so it's like, yes, I need to show up and participate, but most of it's just a gift. And that's where that life is precious sort of belief kind of ties back into. That was one. The other one was I was putting in his ashes to the ocean, This is trippy. This is like one of those things where I'm going to probably watch this and think, I can't believe I said that publicly. But so we're dumping his ashes into the ocean, my aunt, his sister, and like cream swirls into coffee. I swore I saw his face one last time, and I swore he went, and like winking was our thing. And then he dropped into the ocean, and I never saw him again, right? And it was like, that was an awesome ending. Like, okay, Dad, better to burn out than fade away. Like, my God, like just these moments where you're like, this isn't real. None of it's real because time isn't real. Everything's one thing, right? Just these moments of holy like oneness with life. Where you're just like, I lived a bunch of boring days to see that song play at Orange Sunset in Texas. Red. Like,
That's
it's just so
crazy.
cool. Like they're intermittently sprinkled, and I feel like you always get them right when you need them. Right when you're like, is it really that meaningful? It's like, yup. Like always.
Indeed.
Always,
How did
always,
you?
always.
How do you think you've learned to receive? Like,
Those moments or just in
yeah,
general?
yeah, like because this is something that I'm trying, like with the whole like. So I did breath work, then hypnotherapy, and whatever, and it all came like from Devin and the podcast, and like
Yeah.
having guests, and like I'm like, this might be something kind of fun, interesting. Why not
Have a
try
fun
it?
day.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it goes back to like the physical activity to break you, to like change you to whatever, and it's like, okay, I like physical activity can break me, but I don't get a lot out of it anymore.
Okay.
Besides like this sucks. It's like now it's mental in my mind. It's like I got to have something, so that's why I did that. But it's like, where have you learned that like to receive, to get these, like, because it's not just I think we all receive like little things like this all the time, right? But we don't receive them actually. We don't physically notice them or mentally like take them in and say like, yeah, that was for me. It's like, what was the Carrie said something about like dimes, right? It's like I see dimes all the time now, right? Or whatever, like whatever the signs are. And it's like, okay, but if we don't know that, if we don't like think that or whatever it is, like we don't take that in. Like, how did you learn to actually physically take those things in?
You're talking about perceiving and feeling the actual thing, right?
Yeah, like your signs from your dad. The like I would probably be driving down the road and I'd be like, oh, white Chevy
Cool
Silverado,
song.
you prick.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. I'm passing you.
Yeah, I think like for you, I want to say this first is like pattern interruption is a really good ingredient. Like you're talking about going to breath work or maybe going into a float tank or maybe
Sure.
going to hypno. That's a great ingredient to have an experience where you feel something. You know then what feeling feels like, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You start
Yeah,
to
yeah.
know, like for you get goosebumps. That is an important thing for Devin to know about himself. It's like, I get goosebumps in moments of significance or resonance. Cool. Awesome. What are some of those physical things for you that may happen when something special is happening, right? It is just plain and simple. Like maybe if a child is born or you think back to your wedding, like what did those moments feel like where you were actually feeling something? I think that that's really good to like pattern interruption. I know what feeling feels like. Those are two good ingredients. Second thing is like the Bible literally says like, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened, right? If you start praying, let me have a moment of significance soon. I wouldn't even put a timeline on it because I think like we are always like, I want it today. I want it now. It's like, no. Just, hey, I'm open to having really beautiful spiritual experiences. Could you gift me with some of those? Man upstairs, right? Whoever you pray to.
Sure.
Gus, we say God, universe, spirit kind of covers it all, right? So Gus, give me some moments of resonance, man. I'm starving for one. Like express your heart. Like you could talk out loud in the car. Like I am starving for a moment of meeting. Like please feed me one soon, right? Is something that you can do. That activates your reticular activating system, which is the whole thing of like, if you think, hey, I might get a gray Tacoma. Now you see gray Tacomas everywhere because you're training your mind to recognize it. So when you pray for a moment of meaning, now you're open to a moment of meaning, which means you're not going to miss it, right? That's the second part. And then the third part is don't look for it. It's this honest openness without like, I saw a feather. Was that a sign? I saw a penny. Was that a sign? It's like, no, it wasn't, because you would know it if you felt it. If it didn't make you feel anything, it wasn't a fucking sign.
Yeah.
And like that's what I hate about the hyper spiritual community that maybe leaves God out entirely, where they're like, I saw 444 today. And I'm like, really? Did it mean anything to you? Like, was there actually meaning there? Or was it just a beautiful little synchronicity? Because synchronicities are cool, but they're not profound. They're not cracking my soul open and being like, I'm so glad I'm alive. Like, and then watch more sunrises and sunsets, period.
I need to do that for sure.
Pick one, watch it consistently
Both.
for 30 days. Yeah. I mean, both is a lot, right?
Yeah, oh
'Cause
yeah,
we have
no.
work and we have other things, but yeah, anytime I can look at the sky, I do. That's just maybe how I connect. But like, I think those, since the beginning of time, man on earth has rebelled over the sun. There's a reason for that.
Oh, for sure.
It's a spiritual thing. There's a reason why when we don't see the sun, we get sad, arguably. Right.
Yeah.
So like,
That actually,
don't touch grass.
that was why Hawaii, I think, was pretty cool because like, I don't love Hawaii, like to go there. Like it's not my favorite, but to watch the sunset in Hawaii was like almost sacred.
Spiritual.
Like in Kihei, whatever, in Maui, like everybody goes and lines up like on the road, and there's like hundreds of people watching the
So
sunset.
you go see like the green flash.
And you're like, whoa. Yeah, just waiting.
Yeah.
No, that's a real thing. Have you not heard about that? The
I thought
green
we were talking
flash?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
The Black Pearl.
look this up. It's like
We got a dip.
because like when we went to Hawaii, it was the same thing. And then like there's supposed to be this like pivotal moment when it hits the horizon that it's supposed to be like this glimpse of green.
But literally
It's a real
happens with
thing.
the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm
see
dead
it.
serious. It's like the I think it's called like the green flash or something.
I didn't see that.
I couldn't fucking see it. I was too young. But
Yeah, dude.
I'm serious. Look it up. I promise it's nuts.
I know that it's real if you're telling us about it,
Yeah.
especially here when we're recording.
But-
However, I've never heard of it, and it sounds very interesting. I
it
love
sounds
it.
nuts.
So I had to sing.
Music
I'm
is
glad you
one
think
that
of
gets
pirates,
me.
though.
That-
Oh, dude, I
Music,
but not like you. I'm not like, well, I did cry.
Dylan's
I
a
do cry
pirate.
sometimes on music, but this morning I was
Yeah.
driving to the gym, and I've started listening to Alex Warren,
Okay, yep.
the Ordinary song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that song. I listened to another one today that was something else. I don't remember. I had it in my head, but it talks about like, I'll save you. That's what it's called. I'll save you a seat.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And
It's a
it's
deep
like,
one.
and it made me think of Owen. You little shit.
Oh. Yeah, that, what is it? The Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake song has Hallelujah and Hard Fought Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's been ripping me to shreds.
Yeah.
There are certain songs that you know are going to crack you open,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah, those are the ingredients I was talking about in the first part. It's like, those are good ingredients. Keep using them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't expect a miracle or a moment of significance, but just like keep yourself in those states. If it's physical activity for you, great. If it's hiking for you, great. Like, I know a lot of people that are nature stimulated, right? Where they're like, I know if I get outside enough, like I feel tapped in.
Yeah.
It's like, you should probably keep getting outside. Rad, right? That's so good.
That's awesome.
Do you pray a lot?
I pray a lot. Pray very informally a lot.
Are you praying out loud? Are you praying in your head? What are you doing?
Usually written. So
Wow.
I do a brain dump almost every morning. We'll say 5 days a week, like a reasonable amount, right? Where I try and write 1 to 3 pages. So it's always 1, but sometimes it's 3, depending on time constraints. And usually somewhere in there, you'll just see a little God, comma, and it starts to just be this conversation, right? And that's all it is. It's a conversation with somebody who knows way more than I do. And I love it, right? And it's a scrub for the consciousness every morning where you're like, and this is extracted out of my being onto paper. And
That's
I
cool.
Move. And so there's this sort of mental scrubbing process that happens within that. Julia Cameron talks about morning pages in a lot of her books about creativity. And that's where I got some of the naming of all of like, what am I actually doing? I'm not just writing. It's not like, hey, I just want to see how my handwriting's doing today. Like there's a reason behind it, right? And that's one of my real core anchors is journaling. Always has been. It's like I can just, it becomes not me. It's like my feelings become a train in front of me instead of I'm the train. It's much less scary to sit with them.
That's true.
Like, oh, you're just like passing little cars like little ants down there. That's cool. Some resentment. There's some inspiration. She wants a snack. I mean, sometimes it's the most basic, like primal thing of like, I want food right now. And today I'm going to eat strawberry. Why did I write that? I don't know. There's no filter and those pages are never going to see the light of day. And that's the whole point.
Maybe they should. Maybe you should be the next Matthew McConaughey. You can have a whole book about.
I
Your,
think you can extract like a sentence
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
there, but like I think there's a respect for other people's time where they don't want to read those pages. They're way too random.
I do that too. I'm like, man, if somebody reads this shit, it's gonna
They're
be
gonna send
boring.
me the loony bin. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, loony bin too. There's a couple. Yeah, I'll just swear at myself in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got a few different personalities.
Yeah. If someone saw them all, what would they do with me?
That's
Yes.
funny.
I keep thinking
That's
about
spot
to your comment about like your dad, threading through the stars. What'd you call it?
He's pulling threads, through every one of the stars.
Man, I
Pulling
read-
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're religious in the sense of the Bible. I read this thing this week that talked about, and I think it resonated with me. It was talking about Noah's Ark, right? And it said that There's a reason there's no sails. There's no steering wheel. There's nothing. It's like your job was to build the boat and get in.
Let everything else.
Yep. And it's just like, it's like reminded me of that. And I'm like, it's twice this week.
Sometimes
Maybe
we
I
burn
need to
the
be
boats.
listening to this.
Sometimes we build the boats.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Noah story, if I could just chime in, is his neighbors
Oh, really?
must have thought he was a nut job. It's not rained in how long and you're building a boat, bro? Like, and he's like, God told me to build a boat. You would think he was out to lunch if your neighbor started doing that today. I'm going to build a boat out of wood. It's going to be ginormous, and I'm going to need it. That's all he told you. I love how little instruction he needed to act. It's like there is so much beauty in the simplicity of just like being like, I don't know, God told me to, so I'm here. Like when I said yes to Romania, I was like, yeah, I'll go. Where is that? In the same sense. Like it was like, oh, that wasn't me. That was,
Yeah.
that was a string, right? So that's so freaking awesome that you brought that up. And then my other favorite story like that is Moses getting into the Red Sea. God did not move the Red Sea. He parted the Red Sea, and Moses had to get in up to here before anything was happening. So he's like, guys, we're going this way. He's got all his people on the shore. He starts taking off articles of clothing, boots, whatever you wouldn't wear into water, right? So imagine he strips down to his beefy Hanes, and he's like, all right, I'm getting in the water. We're gonna go that way. And they're like, all right, Moses, I think you're a little dehydrated, bro. Like, where are you at? And then he's like face in the water, like, and nothing's happening. And all of a sudden the freaking sea splits. What? That's some crazy faith.
Yeah, that's
Like
nuts.
that, and the commentary on the shore, like so often we hear the main storyline in the Bible a lot. It's like, what were the people next to him say? I just want to know. I want to go back and be a fly on the wall on that beach.
That's
like-
Shit
true.
works.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh,
Like doggy paddling, right?
We're swimming across. Yeah.
It's a CrossFit workout.
Exactly. They're like, oh,
Be ready for anything, anytime. I
here
told
he
you
goes
this.
again.
Egyptians can't swim. I know
Here,
it.
here he goes again.
They're on horses.
They'll melt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Like, hope
it's
he's
just
on
so
his bullshit
interesting,
again.
man.
Hope this works.
So cool. I think of the Bible as like home base. It's like there is a tangible something that other people agree with that I also like for the most part agree with, but my faith is still going to shoot off and personalize, right? It's not just going to be like my faith doesn't fit in the church, man. There's no windows in there. That's weird. I'm sorry. I struggle more with organized government than I do with organized religion, but like still, I'm like, do you know how church started? It started like this. It's like conversations, man. And so I'm always trying to recreate original church, which was just like 12 dudes hanging out and talking.
I like
That's
it.
rad.
That's cool.
We've got a,
You know? So
got
to
an
answer
alley
your, I
religion.
see your religious statement. I just needed to tack those in there.
yeah.
That's freaking cool.
It's like I don't know what to call it because like
Not
it's,
really religious.
Is it
not really
Christian? Is it like what is it?
Faith,
Yeah.
like faithful or
Faith-based is a
faith-based. There you
great
go.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
identify with that. My pronouns are free/AF. You know, it's like I struggle with labels, man. I can't.
I love it. That's awesome.
I used to put she and it. You know, like the
That's
shit.
right.
But yeah, I am the shit. Yep.
That's awesome.
I had to take that off
That's
my IG
really-
profile. I had to take it off. I was like,
I'm doing work for the greater
man,
good. I gotta
yeah,
take
dude.
this
I'm like,
off.
this is 82% women, and I'm sure 90% of them are 45 to 65.
Help me.
So
might
I'm like,
be.
they ain't gonna get this. Shit.
That's cool, man.
They're like, he doesn't seem like a guy that would be a she, but
What is going
26.
on,
It's all good.
so good.
man?
You never know nowadays.
You're allowed to pick.
Yeah. Apparently.
Hey, dude, I have so many. There's more questions.
Ask
How long
them.
have we been going?
Send it. I don't know.
Yeah, how long have we been?
Is Lad good?
Only 2 hours.
Is
and
Lad
30 minutes.
alive?
Lad's like a dog, dude. He's always good. That's his red flag. I'm like, you're just always good, pretty much, except for once every 3 months when I need to have a conversation. Like, okay,
I need
If you're
one
good,
drink.
I'm
I gotta
good.
get one
All right,
drink.
yeah. I
dude.
mean, we can take a break, but
I just gotta move my butt cheeks. Okay, we can't record this one.
no, this is fine.
Okay.
This is my story. I just can't secondhand tell other
Yeah, you
people's
can't hush
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
beef or whatever you want to call it, top secretness. So we're at this festival. Tyler Childers is headlining.
Ooh, yes.
I take a microdose of mushrooms, which I've had great experiences
this
with
under
in
the big
past.
sky or whatever?
Yes, yes.
I want to go so bad.
Dude, put you on the pencil list before we even drop the tickets. Let's do it.
For
Yes.
real?
Yeah,
What the
come be in the
shit?
cabana with us.
That'd be
There's a
so
cabana?
sick.
There's the cabana. You get free
When?
drinks.
Where?
And free poppy sodas, which is all I care about. But it's
Montana.
it's Montana, yeah.
Let's go.
It's in our
Road
backyard.
trip.
It's in
It's so
Whitefish.
sick.
Done.
So I take a microdose of mushrooms to enjoy this concert. And then like it's a 10-hour event. So like 5 hours in, I'm like, I'm going to take another microdose. This is going to be awesome. We're just going to keep the train going. That second dose was pure psilocybin. I didn't know that. My microdose was 98% more potent than my first one. It was not a microdose. I am glitching out with my boss. And I'm like, I've only known him for 3 months at this point. So I'm like, I am not good. I am not good. Tyler Childers is playing a 2-hour set. And for the first 90 minutes, I kept wondering why he was doing remixes. And I look at my buddy Brad and I'm like, why is every song he's doing a remix? And he grabs me and he goes, hun, you're the remix.
I understand.
Dang.
Ran up to a guy, didn't know him. I was like, hey, can I tell you something? He's like, sure. I was like, I'm having a journey right now, so just take this into context. I look at him and I'm like, dude, never met this man. You look like home in a homesick world. He says, what? I said, you look like home in a homesick world. He's gay. He looks at his partner. He goes, I am going to take that to the grave with me. I'm right here. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I've been homesick like for things that don't exist like my entire life. And for 2 minutes, I just looked at your face and dude, I was home. That's me on drugs.
Dang.
And he's like, and now you're coming home with us.
Yeah, no, they were gay.
He's like, this.
He did not think I was hitting on him, thank God. So that was good. But it was just a funny little thing where I was like, oh, we're in a state right now.
We're in it.
Yeah. Didn't mean to be in the state, but I've only been in that state three times in my life where you're like, oh, my arms feel like a waterfall. Okay. I don't do drugs often.
My brain is melting.
Yeah. Not a real
the
human.
heck is
Anyway, I thought you guys would appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Throw
yeah,
that
for
in
sure.
for B-roll.
No, that's A right on the front. That's a magic clip.
Mom, if you see this, it never happened. It was a dream.
Yeah, I feel like your mom's like, Liz doesn't know that I was just slamming shrooms in the back
Dude,
room.
My mom is more like
Waffles.
this. You thought I didn't know. I knew the entire time.
Oh, really?
My mom has like a sensitive sniffer. She has like a bionic nose. Like you could come in the door at noon and she'd be like, did you have popcorn at 9 a.m.? You're like, what? Like,
Really?
how did you know that? She's like, I don't know, just I could smell it on you. So anyway, I could never get away with anything.
Your mom
in
sounds
high
like
school.
she's just a sweetheart.
She is. Like if I were to go in my phone right now, there's a bunch of voicemails from her and every single one, the beginnings are like this. Hi, cutie pie. Hi, honey bunches. Hi, Lissy girl. Hi, my beautiful daughter. And it's like one after the other, and then she stops singing after the greeting. She goes back to her regular voice. But like, Mom, probably I'm not going to wait till you die. I'm just going to do it now. We're going to make a compilation of all of your voicemails of the greetings. I think it's the most precious thing ever. Like, you're that happy to talk to me after 32 years? That's rad. She's great.
That's
Love her.
awesome.
We
Just,
love
like,
Shelzo.
Sparked my little
Shelzo.
fire seed here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I was gonna bring up fire seeds earlier when she was talking
What's
about.
that?
Oh yeah.
My own term I coined. We
On
coined, I
one of the
guess.
podcasts.
That's Devin's. Yeah,
Yep, fire
Devin's
seeds.
just out here.
Just you're planting seeds. They're just on fire. That's how I feel, man. Like sometimes, like what's gonna grow? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna touch all of them. And
Because I'm a gardener.
yeah. One of my fire seeds was like living funerals.
Mm-hmm.
You know how, like, dude, people would feel so good.
I
Like,
love that.
because
Be wild.
Yeah, why do we always? We talked about this. Like, we're always waiting till they're gone to tell them how important they were. No, tell them right fucking now.
Yeah.
Would you act like they weren't in the room when you spoke, or would you just look them in the eye the whole time?
I don't know.
Because I kind of want to just like be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Like pretend I'm dead. I'm not in the room, and I want to hear what you'd say about me.
Yeah. A lot
Yeah,
of the
that'd be
spark
sweet.
too is like I told one of my things this year that I want to do is like tell people a good thing to them one time a day. Not to you every single day, 365 days, right? It's like I'm out of
A
stuff. I'm out of stuff to tell you. I'm sorry. That's
like 4 things.
Yeah, that's really
Not that
cool.
And on the fifth day, I'm out.
Yeah. But like to tell somebody every day, somebody new every day, just something good, right? And that was the same thing. Like, what would you want somebody to know about you or what would you want people to say at your funeral? And so it's like, yeah, why don't you tell them now? Why wait until they're dead? Tell them now.
Yeah.
And so it's like stuff like that. But I think when I've told people, they're kind of like, I think they're taken back. They're like, wait, what? Why did you say that to me?
I think everybody thinks something's wrong when you tell them good things.
Yeah.
What are you about to
They're
ask
like,
me
oh
for?
shit.
Who died? What
What's
happened?
the cliffhanger?
What does that say
What do
about
you
our
need?
culture, man? We're just not ready for good news, I guess.
I know.
You also are typically not that warm, right? You're pretty like, I feel like
Oh, yeah.
masculine. So when you're like, hey, you know what I love?
Yeah.
The color of your eyes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like coming from you, like that's a personality tone.
Right. Oh, it's
too.
tough. It's and it's hard for me. That's actually
love
why
it.
I started doing it, is because I was telling Devin, I was like, I got to do something that's hard for me to
Yeah.
do it. And that's hard for me to say, like, because you feel a little gay.
That's your Miyogi
Like,
challenge for
hey,
you.
Tyler, you look really nice today, pal. And it's like, I
Was
hope
I
you didn't
gay?
just think I was gay. But I'm not gay, so don't worry about it. Like,
Hug you to
homo.
death.
Yeah, hold up.
all of the homo out there.
All homo. Did you say all homo?
I said no homo.
I'd say all homo, dude. So when it comes off homo, I just call it for what it is. I'm like, I love you,
That
brother.
was
I'm
as
so
gay as
pumped
you
for us.
think it is.
All
That's so
homo.
good.
Yep.
All gay.
Then it just kind of like
love
takes
that.
back the homo of it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like, nah, just like, maybe it is, maybe it
Like
isn't.
if you acknowledge it, it's not gay.
Yeah.
Pretty
Two
much.
dudes
Exactly.
sitting in a hot tub.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
So one of this is sad, but mine I can't talk. I'll clip it out. Okay, Alyssa glitch. So not my uncle, but his brother, because it's like the other side of the family. You know, he's like my bonus uncle. He just passed away, and we knew that Blair, my uncle, would be super sad because that's his only brother, and they're super close. They moved here from Scotland, so not only that, they have this like special bond because they didn't hang out with everybody they grew up with. They got here and they were each other's like person, right? So Blair's birthday is 5 days after the day his brother died. And I'm like, guys, we need to do something special for Blair. And everybody's like what? What should we get him? And I'm like, no. This isn't a money thing. This is a heart thing. So what we started doing, which is a little simpler than a living funeral, is I texted everybody that I knew was really close to him, like 10 of us, said, send me a video of yourself, selfie, that says what you love about Blair and your favorite memory with him. And what does everybody do? They say 3 things they love about Blair and 3 memories with him, right? Because our family is yappers. I'm the quiet one in my family. Terrifying. Okay. Yappers. So they all send me these video clips. I stitch them together in CapCut on my phone, super quick. Took me 20 minutes, right? And the video was 10 minutes long. So it really took me 10 minutes. And I put sound effects in. So like my aunt starts to get really emotional in hers because it's her husband. And she's like, and Blair, you're like the calm to my storm. And da-da-da. And I put like, hallelujah. Like we're all like, what would Susie do without Blair, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this funny little thing. We sent it to him. He's crying. I'm like, why do we wait? Same question. So there's a practical way. If you guys want to steal that, steal it.
That's
did
cool.
Yeah.
He did it for Jake.
Because we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's like, it's just one of those things. I actually tried this once with the CrossFit dude. It was Phil. Did you see the Phil? We went and did like a
In Utah?
CrossFit. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see anything on that.
And I just had people from the gym. I'm like, tell me everything you love about Phil and send it to me. And I compiled it. And I mean, the dude's just like, yeah, he's a veteran. He's a police officer. And like the second I saw him, it's just like, hug me. You know, I was like, that's so cool, you know? But I think it's such a cool idea. And how do you pull that off the right way and make it hit home and not take so much time? Because I don't think it needs all the fanciness, you know? It just needs
raw.
Yeah, it just needs something like the real emotion. I think just on the phone and maybe put it on a tripod.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have to.
Don't cover the speaker.
Sometimes it's funnier when people do stuff like that too. Like my stepdad's is kind of like up his nose, and I'm like, this is so on brand.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's true.
I like love it. No offense, Dom, if you listen to this. We love your clip, man.
Sounds awesome.
But it was just, it's who people truly are. And I love when you can just capture somebody in their true personality. It's
Yes.
so good.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it was funny too, because I'll get all these clips, right? Like, so it was, for Josh's, who's one of the Christmas families.
Josh, not Jake. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a Josh and a Jake.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but for Josh's, I got his kids, and you can just tell, like, the young boys are still so weird. You know, like, love you, Dad, bye. You
Yeah.
know? And the girl's like, oh my gosh, I love you, Dad. You're the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dang. It was cool. But I would hope, like, hey, you know, I know my kids, right? They're like, that actually meant something. It wasn't just as quick, like, pink. So, I don't know.
So now you know that when you say something to me, I say something to you. Sweet. That means something.
Yep, I do now.
Yeah, that's funny. You called Tommy our like quiet guy because
Yeah.
in our group thread, it's like the running joke now that like we'll say something not sentimental, but like something long, and
Meaningful.
Tommy's is like
KK.
sweet, and we're like, what the fuck does sweet, the fuck does sweet mean, Tommy? We can take this so many different ways. And
Yeah.
so
I guess I'll just fuck off then.
Tommy's like, I'm just saying it was really cool.
yeah,
Dude, it was so awesome. I loved how
Exactly.
you brought that across. All wrapped into
Sweet. Yeah. Sweet.
Have you guys seen the meme that says the dad keyboard and it's just O, K, and thumbs up all over the keyboard?
Oh, that's
That
awesome.
Sounds like you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Tommy.
We could be like, Dom, my stepdad does the same thing. I'm like, Dom, I got engaged. Dom, I lost my job today. Dom, I miss you.
Thumbs up.
And it's literally like, do you love me? Like, are you okay? It's so funny.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Yep. Yeah, that's
So
it.
funny.
That's so funny.
You're not the only one.
Good. Good.
So would you say right now that like you're probably living like the best version of yourself so far? Like, do you feel like you're optimizing who you want to be as a person?
I feel like there's aspects of myself that I've felt particularly proud of recently.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of them is just not becoming the feeling. That's been a huge like win for me where I'm like, my life is so much better when I witness my feelings instead of say, like it's as simple as saying, I'm anxious versus I'm experiencing anxiety. You hear the difference. You're identifying with it in the first one. You're witnessing in the second one. My deepest desire, and this probably comes from childhood stuff, we all have our core wounds, is to be witnessed, to be seen and heard. When I can do that for myself, I'm a less needy version of myself in the world, a better friend. I'm like, oh, what would I want someone to ask me right now? And the biggest thing, when someone says something to me, they drop a piece of news or kind of like drop a bomb, like I'm getting divorced was one of my good friends got divorced this year. Instead of not knowing what to say, I just take a deep breath and I go, how's your heart? I know everybody's probably asking you about the house and the dog and how's your heart? And it's like drops me into that deep conversation where I can witness them. So that's something I'm really proud of. In that sense, yeah, best Lyssa, right? I did not used to be able to do that for myself and for others. My connections are deeper. Physical fitness, not at my best right now, right? There's some different elements that you're like, yeah, I could be fitter. I've been having a lot of back pain the past couple years, really. It's escalated. There was no incident. It's a mystery. And I'm at the point with it where I'm like, I need an answer. What's going on? I can't shoot in the dark.
Time out on that. It's
Yeah.
funny you said that because literally earlier when you were like, oh, I get to train with Dana Bay, I was like, she's gonna be fucking jacked, boys.
Yeah.
So it's funny you're thinking that.
Yeah. So I can't train as hard as I would like to right now. Just
Okay.
it's not smart to. It's not that I can't. I could be stupid and train really hard tomorrow. Like, cool. That's not what's gonna serve me, right? So there's that discernment there. But I mean, I used to have, humble brag for 1 second, is me at my fittest was a 6:15 mile and a 2:16 or a 2:60 deadlift in the same week. It's like I'm in my own shadow. Like that version of myself, all she cared about was fitness. She didn't have a business. She didn't have a great relationship. Like, yeah, but it's like, no, I'm not at my best in that area right now. And I'm not comparing myself to others. I'm comparing me to me. So like, I know there's aspects where I can kick it up a notch. And I'm like looking at myself like, hey, why haven't you kicked it up a notch? It's like, you need to get to the bottom of this back pain, girlfriend, so you can be a lethal weapon in the gym again. I miss that part of me. Do I have to replicate who I was in 2019? No. Would I like to feel proud of my athletic performance again? Yeah. Would I like to stand next to Dana on a yacht in Cabo and not be like, I should wear the sarong for everything that's gone so wrong? Yes. Like, you know what I mean? I want to feel good again. And it's coming back more to like a longevity and quality of life thing of like, I canceled a backpacking trip because my back hurt too bad. It's like starting to affect things where you're like, this is affecting my happiness now. It's affecting my mental health now. And not being able to just say, well, maybe it's stress or maybe it's rest or maybe it's this. Something's wrong. We need to figure it out. So I'm just taking the humble pie there. And I think like sometimes God uses that stuff to like break us of our identity. Like we start to think like I am an athlete. It's like, no, there's someone who experiences fitness.
That's cool.
Doesn't mean anything about you. So there's been learning in that too. Financially, we're at like middle of the road right now. I've had months, bigger months, and I've had smaller months. Right now we have consistent months. And it's like, amen for that, because that whiplash, that financial whiplash creates a nervous system uproar, creates more stress, right? So it's like, yeah, in some ways I do feel like the best version of Lyssa. I feel like the most present version of Lyssa and the most loving version of Lyssa. I have way less of a chip on my shoulder than I used to. There was a resentment and an anger that followed me for like a decade. And one of my friends, I love people like this. He sits me down at breakfast, dude. It's like 9 a.m. on a Saturday, okay? I had just gotten off of that 13-hour road trip the night before that I was describing with the Texas truck, right? Same house, same weekend. He's like, I want to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh, God. And he's like one of our friends that has like the dad archetype. He has that real serious like dad energy. We're just like, what are you about to tell me? Am I wearing the wrong outfit? Should I not be talking to this guy? I'm like going through all the things he could be like about to call me out on. He goes, When's the last time someone, what did he say, openly was a hater towards you? Has anyone actually ever like shit on your dreams to your face? And I immediately was like, yes. In this year, someone said this. In this year, someone said things I was carrying as resentments, right? He's like, hey, so all of that was more than 3 years ago, yeah? And I was like, yeah, it was. So grateful for that. It was all like 2016, 17, 18, 19. This is now 2023. Yeah. He's like, so I'm sorry I'm being so blunt. He says to me, I need you to stop using anger as your fuel source. He says, you know how like a rocket takes off? When the rocket takes off, like things fall off of it. He goes, it's time to let the anger fall off of your jetpack. And he walks away from the table. And I was like,
Mic drop.
I felt so seen. I felt so called out. I felt so loved. I was like, God, may I have more conversations like that. Like, wow. And it was so spot on. It wasn't one of those things where someone's seeing themselves in you. Like, you really need to work on, and you're like, no, that's what you need to work on, right? It wasn't that. It was such an honest take that I wasn't ready for at 9 a.m. on a Saturday after a 13-hour road trip. I was like, thank you. He's like, I couldn't hold it in anymore. That's like those moments where like expression is a core value, expression in real time, even when it's not convenient, even when I might be tired, even when we don't see each other that much, you're just going to hit me with the truth like that. Like, and Rob talks about this with his friends too. Is like, your friends love you enough to say it, right? And it's like, God, may I be more like that. And may it be well received, not just poking the bear, so to speak,
The
right?
receive part's, I think, the hardest thing. Well, for most people,
Yeah.
like, because you could have been like, no, dick, now I'm mad at you, so I'm going
Right.
to carry that along.
Yeah. I'm not angry. I could have been defensive or whatever.
Sure.
But I mean, the nature of that relationship was pretty dropped in already. Like, the context was there for him to be able to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like in some ways the best version of myself. And in some ways, like, I got a lot of work to do. Like, there's things that I used to excel at that I feel like a C+ or a B+ at right now. And I'm like, you know, we're firing high on all cylinders. I can confidently say that. There's not an area of my life that's an F- while another one's an A+, which when that fitness was an A+, I had a few F- in my world, right? So it's like, I feel like collectively I've brought up all the cylinders pretty evenly, but like, I always want to get better. And I always want to, like, one of my essential, like, so there's like core beliefs, right? We talked about life is precious, rip on life. There's core values, freedom, growth, expression, right? And then there's like the cornerstones of your work in the world. And one of my 3 like things I believe so deeply that it's in my work over and over and over and over again is like, one of your jobs as a servant of other people is to continually increase your capacity. So if you have a gift, it is an ethical duty to continue to double down on that gift and get better at it, right? That's really what I'm saying is there's an appetite to chase excellence forever with no end mark. There's this reverence for like the journey and progression. That's like, yeah, it's not where my worth comes from, but it's how I'm going to show up for sure. I'm like, I don't want to just live a life where I'm like, I got everything to a C+ and I decided it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yes. And that's my answer.
That's a good one. I like it.
Great question.
That's good.
I've thought about as I'm experiencing this, successful and unemployed style.
You're the most
not
successful at being
but
unemployed.
Just unemployed.
Oh my gosh, you were so funny your first day of unemployment. I was cheering you on so hard. I was like, he fucking did it. If you hang out with me long enough, I'll convince you to, ladies, dump your boyfriend, move states, or quit your job. I am the friend that's like, change it. Per earlier in this conversation, right?
Yep.
You and I had that conversation real briefly. It was like an elbow brush version of that conversation. I was like, dude, do it. You're like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, still do it. And then you did. Holy shit. That's why I'm here. Dead ass. Like, when I see somebody make moves, I'm like, oh, dude, you're my people. We can be friends.
It works. It works.
You're in.
It's wild. I mean, it's a wild feeling.
Oh, it's wild.
I mean, I don't know if when you did yours, did you have an idea?
No.
Yeah, because like my idea, I wasn't even scared to admit it, right? Like it is doing what I'm doing right now, but I was afraid to even tell my wife. I'm like, I want to help people and hopefully that will take care of us someday. Like I'm good at this.
Like the
I want to
shrug
give
emoji.
money away.
Dude, yeah, I'm like,
somehow make money.
yeah, it's not a good business plan. It's not the greatest business plan. I will say that there may be some opportunity in it, but right now, I'm broke. And the money that I do keep, and the thing is like, I just give it away to more people. I'm like, these people need this. Again, wants, needs. I go to those things of me, like, yeah, I do want something, but that person needs something. time, you know? Okay, that got deep quick, but
Yeah.
going to like this successful unemployed, but then you're not employed, but like you would now have consistency.
Yeah.
Was that hard?
Yeah. It was super hard, dude. It was super hard. There was a lot of prayer before that move, like a lot. So I launched these art offers. I like stopped business coaching. I had 42 clients and I was having a conversation this deep all day. And then I was with a partner who was like, why don't you want to talk to me at 6 o'clock when you're done working? I was like, dude, I'm fried. Like, I'm sorry. This is what life is requiring of me right now. And I ain't got much left over till Saturday. Like I had 6 hours of this all day, every day. And you barista today. And I know why you want to talk to me because you're all caffeinated and you missed me today. Like it was all good. Nobody was doing anything wrong. But there was a clash there. So that led me to, I want to be an artist again full time, which was another burn the offer suite. So everything, the message, the offers, the sales, and the fulfillment. There's 4 like quadrants to service-based or coaching businesses, right? I was tampering with the offers piece. And I wasn't tampering with it every 6 months. It was like, it's been 4 years. I want to do some new offers. Rad. There's a surrender there. There's a burn it down moment. There's an I'm going to finish out these contracts. I had a coach at the time. Always have a coach, right? And I'm like, dude, I just took my mom on this road trip to Salt Lake City. We got out of the car like every 85 miles. We took pictures on the side of the road. And dude, you should have seen the state she was in. She was feeling things. She was like, I've never seen snow-capped mountains. Oh my God, they're purple. My mom, right? My mom's very expressive. So I was like, you're such a gift right now. I'd have the best portraits of my mom from this trip my favorite pictures of her I've taken my entire life, right? And I've taken a lot of pictures. I used to shoot weddings. So camera was always in my hand. And like, dude, she got this cowboy hat at like not a rest stop, but like some type of a random pit stop on the way. She's got the cowgirl hat on. She doesn't own that. She's like, what do they say? New boot scooting. It's that energy, right? And we're on the side of the road, and I'm like, there's something here. Like, what if I took free-spirited brands who usually shoot content in their offices, I took them on a road trip? And what if I made them cry, right? Like in a good way, awe, tears of awe. And so I'm talking to my coach. I'm like, why can't I just do that? And he's like, I don't know. Why can't you just do that? And Adam, my coach at the time, delusional. Just one of those people that sees me as an artist is like, you can do anything. And I'm like, I don't need you to tell me I can do anything right now. I need you to tell me if this is going to work. And he goes, I need you to dance with uncertainty like you always preach. And I was like, fuck. And so I'm like, I have to do it, right? And there's like this moment. And so I launched road trips, content road trips. We shoot all your content for a year in a week. And it wasn't really a year planned out. It was, you're going to have a bank so big that you're not going to need to do one of these for a year, right? It wasn't like this overly calculated thing. There was a freedom to it. In that, people would normally birth new offers and then hire me for sales coaching. And I was like, this is rad. You need to know how to sell your thing. This is great. Then we had brand in a day and we had website in a weekend. And those were the 3 offers that I was running. And they were selling like hotcakes. Like February, I did 3 brands in a day. So every Thursday for 3 weeks straight, cranked out a brand in 6 hours. That's like the mark of proficiency. It's also terribly exhausting. Like if I were to ask you to do something that usually takes you a month, hey, can you do this in 6 hours for me? You probably could. Probably be really tired afterwards, right? So like that's the type of work I was doing. Was like, I'm on for 7 days. Now I'm off for 2 weeks, but I'm not really off for 2 weeks. Gotta edit everything. So it was this very different thing. And after about 6, 7, 8 months of that, I started to pray like, where's this going? Am I gonna do this like this forever? Am I ever gonna have a team? I don't really want to run a team, to be honest. Like I would run a sales team or something. But at that point, I'm like, maximum potency, my company is not going to have a team. Like that sounds like a headache. I've tried to manage people. I don't want to do it. I want to be an artist, but I can't keep doing it like this. So I'm doing some deeper soul searching and prayer and journal and meditation. And I'm like, what am I obsessed with? Like, what's the glue here that I keep coming back to? And it's personal brand. It's identify your gifts, have the courage to continually get better, have the discipline to continually get better, and the courage to share them with the world. Okay, those are the 3 pillars of my work. Okay, so I have to witness people, call things out in them, ask them, does that resonate? Get them into a basically a 75 hard for their skill set and say, you're going to get better at this, motherfucker. Like now, you're going to become that motherfucker like Rob talks about. And then after that, I'm going to teach you how to market it and sell it. Okay, cool? And like someone has to say yes to that, which is terrifying, especially if you sell it as a package. Like selling those things individually, much easier. People are like, I want to be seen. And people are like, I want to be disciplined. Or people are like, I want to sell, but all 3 together. So I was selling them in this like segmented way of The content road trip is a witness, right? The brand in a day is like okay, we're going to start to be disciplined in how we show up online. We're going to start to take this seriously. And the website in a weekend is, hey, there's got to be enough strategy for you to know what you're selling and how to sell it, which is backpacked with sales coaching. So I'm like doing this and I'm like, God, what's the glue? And it's like personal branding, personal branding, personal branding. Jan 1, Rob Bailey launches. I'm going to daily vlog for 365 days. I watch this and I'm like, he's the best personal brand I know. So I become obsessed with Rob Bailey in a, like, I'm studying him type of a way, right? And I'm like, man, this guy is, I'm taking notes on what he's doing. I knew him from 2019 from Morehouse. There's like some callbacks there. I'm like, this is cool, man. What is he up to? I just put him in my awareness. March, February, somewhere in there. I'm like, I'm going to daily vlog too. Emulate the people that you admire, right? My vlog is not going to look like Rob's vlog. My rules, because constraints force creativity, were you're not going to take any longer than 30 minutes to edit. So that's the time block to edit at the end of the day. You're going to film it all on an iPhone with no mic and no lighting, or you're not going to do it. Remove the resistance, do the task, right? It's like maybe 6 months in, I'll upgrade to a mic, or maybe 6 months in, I'll switch to a Sony Alpha or whatever. But right now, rips. So I start doing this. It's like 7 days after that, Rob's on his story and he's like, need a salesperson. And I DM him, I'm like, what are we closing? Genuinely asking, is this a product-driven sales position or an experiences and coaching-driven sales position? And he goes, I love the confidence. He took it as me being like, what are we closing?
Yeah, we got
Sorry,
that.
I didn't talk into the mic.
I'm the guy.
What are we closing? Like, just like feet up on the desk, right? And I was like, oh God, this is an interesting first impression, but he loved it. And it stood out, right? It was like, you guys know that story about the quarter inch on the resume? The guy was like stacking the resumes and one guy made his like a quarter inch taller and stuck out. It was like my quarter inch moment with Rob where I was like, what are we closing? And so I fell into his world. And then at first, and this is like, it was almost like a compromise and an answered prayer all in one, because I had started to pray like, God, I need a bigger tree to lean my ladder against because I'm lacking vision. I don't know where my company's going. I'm steering a ship that is just flying at full speed in no particular direction. Like, we keep sailing. It's cool with the water, beautiful. And I feel like Jack Sparrow right now, but like, where am I going? Right. So like we have this whole thing and Rob gets me. Yeah, I just need like 10 hours a week. And so my nervous system is like, cool. 10 hours a week, no biggie. I can keep doing what I'm doing because we resist change as human beings. So even though I want change, I'm like deeply resistant to it, right? I'm like, I'm not going to work for somebody, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'll just like do Rob part-time. I'll treat him like a retainer because I was used to having 3 design retainers plus the freelance of the offers we were just talking about. And like, I was like, he's like a retainer. It's perfect. I just lost a retainer. This is great. And then it turns into more very quickly because Rob is die full speed, right? And so I meet Rob a month later. I onboarded for this position in the back of a Mexican cab hotspotting with Mexican music playing. I'm like, yes, Rob, I can start tomorrow. It was a whole thing. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Dang. Really funny. But it was just a say yes moment. It's like, you don't meet or connect with one of your people you admire and then be like, nah, dude, that sounds like a big change. You just say yes. Right. And so going up the weekend that we all met, you know, he's like, all right, I need you here for the event. That was only 2 weeks after I started closing in his CRM. I'm like, sick. He's like, I want to meet you. I'm like, cool. I want to meet you too. This is weird. Right. And it's not the way I thought it was going to go. And so I go up to Montana and we're like serving and I'm doing the social butterfly thing, half because that's my personality and half because I want him to see how good I am with people. Right. It's like, this is a jam session for me. I'm like, this is like a retreat with 100 people. Like, what's up? I'm just connecting with people. And I'm like, if I can just get in the room. By Sunday night, he had sat me down and said, how do I get you here full time? And again, don't tell Rob Bailey you need to sleep on it. You just say yes. And so it's like, God's like, I queued it up, sister. Right skill set,
here's your
right place, right time. Say yes. And I just know there's like a pull right here in my solar plexus of, when I feel pulled to do something, I know it's the right answer. When I feel pushed to do something, I know it's the wrong answer. So I can feel my body because I've trained my brain to feel things, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. I'm like, okay, what did I just say? Yes. Like, what the fuck did I just say yes to? Like, that was a difficult yes. It was an easy yes, but it was a now what yes. Where you're like, I'm going to piss off my roommate. I did. She's also my best friend. Shit. I also am leaving my favorite state. Shit. I also hope this is going to work. Shit. I'm also not a W-2, so this doesn't come with benefits and like a moving, whatever, stipend. Like, this is just pack up everything in the pickup truck and be the vagabond you fucking say you are and go. And there's me like, this is what you do, right? This is what Lyssa Scott would do, right? Yup. It's just like 2 months I'm up there living in Chelsea's camper, right? So like, yeah, there was a whole ego death of like, we're not building the maximum potency is no longer the top flag. KRB is the top flag, right? Kill Rob Bailey. And it's like, you're going to have to sit in the passenger seat, Liz, and you're going to have to be trusting of, and I don't know if Rob knows this, but like, I trust him so much. He's shaping me right now. It's like, I'm the clay and he's the potter. Like I am trusting you to shape me into the professional that you need me to be to serve your mission. I'm trusting that your mission is going to remain something that I'm aligned with. I'm trusting that I'm not going to regret this, right? There's a lot there. And throughout the summer, it's been so messy. The messiest part of it is I went from having deep conversations all day to having repetitive conversations most of the day. Sales calls versus coaching calls, very different. There is enough meaning sprinkled into when I look at what Rob's doing, where I go, if I can put wind in your sails, you will go farther. And if you will go, you'll go farther than I'll ever go because you're you and you built this following at the right time in the right place with the right skill set that I don't have. I'm not jealous. I'm stepping onto your ride, right? And it's because I believe in your ride. And when I come back to the belief and meaning that Rob holds for me and the impact that I know he makes in other people's lives, I go, I can set my fucking thing down and build that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, because you're going to reach way more people than I'm ever going to reach. And that's really what it comes down to is a room like that changed my life, like that retreat I was describing. If we get to pitch rooms of people, not sales pitch them, but like pitch a tent up and have a pop-up event, I'm doing more with you than I would ever do by myself because you are such a monster and you're 20 years ahead of or 10 years ahead of me. Like, yeah, I'm going to hop on that coattail and ride it with you. Absolutely. Because I believe in the direction you're going, because you're articulate enough to say where you're going and mean it, because you have a track record of actually going where you say you're going. That's what's made it easy. What's made it hard is the flesh of me being like, but what about my t-shirts that I was thinking they were so cool and like people love branded a day? And it's like, trust the process. Like Rob and I had a conversation of where are you molding me to? What do you need me to become lethal at in order to serve you? Not what I look at the whiteboard and say like, how can I make myself? I walked into my boss's office and was like, hey, how do I make myself more useful to you? He's like, what the fuck did you just ask me? No one asks me that. I'm like, I think like an entrepreneur, right? So I'm like, yeah, what do you need me to become? What tool in your toolbox do you need me to become? And he's like, speak, lead, sell. He's like, speaking, just keep doing what you're doing. Leading, you're going to have to get comfortable holding other people to a standard. You hold yourself to a standard. I need you to be able to do what my friend Seth did and be like, you don't need the anger anymore. And be able to have that conversation as a leader. So I'm working on that. And then selling. That's a continual reps thing. The more you do it, the better you get, the better you know the offer. And now I'm going to him going, hey, if you want me to sell more, we got to tweak the offer. And there's a mutual trust now starting to happen where we're making changes that I never thought we would make. And I'm like so stoked about it, right? If I didn't feel received and like he would listen to those suggestions, I had to build rapport with him for 9 months before we listened to the suggestion. Rightfully so. You don't come in and you're like, Rob Bailey, you're doing it all wrong. Like you have to just go and experience. But like now I'm starting to say like, this needs to be higher ticket. This needs to be higher touch. Why is there no one-on-one customization? You're missing money here. If you say you want to make money, we're leaving a ton of it on the table and kind of put that sales strategist hat on that I used to have with my clients. It's like, Rob is such a unique client because he runs me and I run him. It's such a dance, right? And then like Dana's there. Like I'm not his wife, obviously, right? But it's an emotional connection. So there's this whole thing where Dana's like, I love that Rob gets to talk to you about business. And then when he comes home, he's my husband. And it's this mutually like appreciated thing where you're like, I love that I get to see you in your emotion of what you want to bring to the world and how you want to serve. And then I love that we get to leave it at that and you get to go home and I get to go home, right? It's so freaking cool, dude.
That's cool.
But yes, it's been hard. And yes, it's been worth it.
That's cool. I mean, I think about that all the time. It's like, I'm in this place where, and I'm asking selfishly because I'm like, when I first quit, you know, you burn the ships. I literally have burn the ships tattooed on my knee. And I did that. It was like,
I have
because
American Vagabond tattooed on my neck. So we're the same. Keep going.
And so it's like one of those things. I'm like, yeah, I just wanted freedom. I wanted to be able to do things that weren't for someone else's benefit. And they were just trying to like house me.
A pawn.
Yeah. That's how I felt. I felt like I was in this little cage and they're like, oh, we've got him trapped. And like whatever pops off, whenever it happens, we'll have him and it'll be for us. You know, is how I felt.
Opportunists, we call those people. Yes.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and I had experienced that in multiple different ways. But so that was like I'm leaving. I am going to go be me because I don't want someone else to tell me what to do. Because I feel like I'm being led to something greater, bigger, whatever that is. And maybe it sounds like I'm super self-confident or like think I'm Jesus, but it's like, no.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah. But it's been this different shift than I expected where I'm like, man, to be honest, I don't love selling. I don't love this business. I don't like, taxes, like all this bullshit. Let's play the game. Like, let's do this shit. And I'm like, no, dude, I just want to help people.
Yeah.
I just want to do what I'm good at.
Yep.
And that's it. Like, I don't have to be worrying about this and worrying about that. I'm like, no, I want to help these people. And it's so weird. I'm like, I can't even help myself.
Yeah. And that at what cost question that we were sitting with earlier, I had to apply that the other direction in my business. It's like, hear me out. I paid more in taxes in 2023 than I made in a year in 2018. And I just sit with that, both sides of that coin, and go, I choose to be grateful. I choose to be grateful. This is someone's salary. Like, this was my salary, right? And so the at what cost piece is like, okay, if freedom looks like this for me, it looks like helping people and not having schedule and not having a dress code, whatever the things are that make you really excited about what you're doing. You go like, if the cost of admittance on that dream that I have to figure out how to do the taxes, I'll do it. That's the reframe, right?
Yep.
Because otherwise it's like, well, I don't want to do that. We stomp our feet like little kids, right? I'm not saying that's what you sound like.
Oh no,
But
I probably
like,
do.
It's like, it's this, why can't I just do what I love to do? It's like, no. Be willing to do the suck. That's 10 to 30% of the job. So you can do the 70% that you love. And someday you'll have a team. Someday there will be a CPA that's like, yeah, send me the receipts so you don't have to think about it. Great. But like that desire they were talking about, like it keeps you moving forward, right?
Yeah.
It's like, thank God you want those things. It's going to keep you motivated to grow. Like, hell yeah. Please keep hating taxes, but please keep doing that, right? Or don't. I don't really care.
We're
Get out of
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Devin's
we're getting
overseas
I
now.
heard the IRS has been
Dominican
closed for like
Republic.
months. So
Yeah.
so
It's just
That's
crazy.
true.
I think about that. I love that reframe. That's good. That's good for me to hear.
I had to get there. There was things I didn't want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing it right now. Not right now, right? But like, I'm doing it literally
This
right
sucks.
now. Nah, this is the stuff I like, man. The connection, this connective piece, and helping people. And and it also comes back to, man, I want a team, but like, and then I'm scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
how much money can I give people?
Just hire subcontractors first. You're going to get $300 a month to just do the money stuff. Don't take on someone as an employee.
Yeah, and I don't know if
Initially.
that scares me too.
Yeah.
And then I don't want someone to be like, I like the fact that I see the money. I'm like, I don't have to ask anybody if I can go give this,
Yes.
help this person. It's like, can I help him? Yes, I can. Bing.
Yeah.
And then I can have a video out about it in freaking 2 nights. Like, but it's also everything. You're wearing all the hats, and I think that's where the team portion comes in. That's why this has been nice. So I'm like, for the first time, I feel like in my whole life, I'm involved in something where we're building, but I'm not wearing all the hats, which is sick. Like it like relieves the stress from me. I feel like get into what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You guys probably are like, shut the
Nope. You're
What
on
are
track.
you good at?
I don't know, dude.
Just the
Talking.
ideas guy.
Yeah. I'm the diversity hire.
Yeah.
You're the what
Personality.
Personality diversity, right? If Rob ever needs someone to give all his money away and he needs a diversity hire,
He needs
I'm
a
good at
write
this.
off.
we
I
can
heard
get-
loud and clear.
We can get government contracts for the diversity hire.
Yeah. Got to get that diversity up in here. This is Montana.
What is it? DEI?
That's funny.
Freak. No, I think about that's a good reframe. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I think about that often, and I think it bugs me too because I like to. It's an emotional space that I'm dealing. Obviously, life and death, and so I'm like, I hate feeling like I'm a business owner. I'm just trying to take care of people.
Valid.
Yeah. So it's definitely been more than just like I enjoyed business and trying to grow and brand and all stuff and jam packing my life full of like my fire siege and boom, like let's see what the hell happens. And this has just been a total deviation from where I thought I was headed. It feels right. I know it feels right because there's these, like the alchemist, like the soul of the world feeling of like, I feel like I've tethered myself to something where I can feel the world beat. It's weird. And I tell my wife that, like, there's times where I like, when I'm doing something, like, I feel like there's just a pulse, like, boom, and I'm like, I'm in it. And I'm like,
Tapped in.
yeah. So it's just like, yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Got goosebumps,
on
boys.
my hair, dude, like on my head. But
It's the sign.
it's the sun, guys. I've been looking at the sun for 10 minutes straight. But
Now I am charged. Now
yes.
I am ready.
You are a charger.
You guys didn't like hear that whole thing about like people like sunning their balls. You know,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
it sound
dude.
like right now?
Sunning the yonis.
Oh,
Yeah. No, there's that New York guy that just stares at the sun. He's got a
Yeah.
whole social media about this. He stares at it.
People
Said
have
that-
a whole lot of claims about that. Yeah.
Do that. I'm gonna try that. See what happens.
I love the tinfoil hat people. People you're like, what? They're my favorite.
Yeah.
They
But like
have
part of me's
passion and
like,
conviction.
yeah, you're actually convincing me right now.
Yeah. Like
that's so
you
funny.
feel this so deeply, I think I might feel it. It's so
Yeah.
rad.
I don't know.
Sweet.
So good.
Yeah. It's a good reframe.
Yeah.
Reframe me some more, please.
With permission, I will.
Permissed.
Consent.
Consented.
That's how I start every one of my retreats. I come in and I'm like, hi, do you want to be called out or just listened to? Hi, do you want to be called out or just listened to? With every single person there. I think the worst thing you can do is just like give unwarranted advice, especially when you don't know the person very well.
Just let it rip.
You're like, hey, what experience are you here to have?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you want the Band-Aid ripped off or do you like want the wound cleaned?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's so interesting.
Totally get that.
You do both.
Yeah,
You
but
still
that
do-
kind of goes back to what you said about like the hear, hug, or what was
Yeah.
the third one?
Hear you, hug you, or help you.
Help you like solve the problem. That's so good. So good.
Do you still do your retreats?
I'm doing one for fun. I don't do them for money anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I was selling retreats as like part
Yeah.
of my packages, so they would get this immersive experience midway through their time with me, and it was awesome because it was like a hybrid. They had the group, they had the retreat, they had their one-on-one calls, and it was baked in, so I wasn't exhausting myself like selling another offer. Like, oh, if you do this program, you coming to Costa Rica? They're like, yeah, I'm not going to work with anybody else now that I know Costa Rica's also involved. Like it was also like a differentiator, right? Because I was like, no, we're going on a family vacation. That's what I would call them. It's like family vacation Costa Rica, January 2024, right? And it's like we're throwing a jungle party in Costa Rica. 14 people I've never met. I met one of them, and they said yes to this. It's this crazy experience. You get there and you're just already opened up because you just traveled like a whole day to get there. So anyway, that's how they were sold before, and now like. Stay Glacier, Rob has a bunch of Airbnbs. I was like, I'm going to rent one and I'm going to just like all the people I miss. So I've been going to see everybody all the time for the past 3 years, right? I was on the road and it would be like, can I crash with you? Can I swing through? If you're within 8 hours, you're on the way. That's my policy. So like I will drive the extra 8 to 10 hours to see a friend all day. And I've been that girl for 2 years, right? This year I'm like, you guys can all come see me.
That's
So
nice.
I rented a house. It's open on these days. And now we're curating an experience where like, they know they're not just coming to hang out. They know I don't just hang out. So it's really cool. I'm starting to plan the workshops and the playlists. It's all tied to music because that's where I started to feel. It's tied to physical challenge. So we're going to do, here's a fundraiser idea. We're going to do a sled push where you do laps on the sled, women's weight, men's weight, right? Just like a competition. The catch is you cannot pause between laps. Like you're going straight through the lap. Turn, boom, you get 10 seconds to reset, go the other direction. Every lap is, people bet on you. They say like, okay, Devin, for every lap you do, I'm going to bet $2. And you do that each time someone new steps up. So you keep the bids usually under $10 because you're going to do this for 10 or 12 people, right? So I'm going to bet $2 for every lap. So Devin got 10 laps, so I owe $20 into the pot. You're going to do that for every single person. Now, as the person is pushing, they're going through an emotional experience of, I'm raising money for something. This isn't about my fitness. This isn't about my ego. How far can I push when it's somebody else's health or heart on the line, right? And then it goes to the next athlete when they tap out. And we all do that. And we all walk with each other on the sled. So you're not sled pushing it like in no man's land. Everyone's walking with you, yelling, like, come on, let's go, keep going, you got it, right? And it's this beautiful group fundraising experience that we're gonna do. Like these are the types of things that I start to think of ahead of time so that in the moment the sled is there, it's loaded. The cause is already chosen, right? It's like, it's not already chosen, by the way. You're in my mind. We need to have a conversation. But it'll be really cool, like, to do that. It's not just a come hang out weekend. We'll do plenty of hanging out, but we'll probably workshop every day at 8, at 10, and at 6. And in between, we'll do something outside, or we'll get in the hot tub, or we'll do the sled push. And so, yeah, it's this really beautiful way now that I look at, hey, I didn't buy some of you guys Christmas presents, like my friends, but I rented a house for a week if you want to come through. And like, that's the friend I want to be, man. I want to be the girl. It's like, I got a house in Cabo if anybody wants to come through. I rented this house in Montana if anybody wants to come through. And different people come, and it's never the same 10 people. It's always a different part of the patchwork quilt of my life. And like, I have friends everywhere. So it's so beautiful to be able to be like, these 10 people will probably never be together in a room again. It's rad.
That's cool.
Cool.
I'm so lucky to be alive at the same time as you, and we're both here. And it goes back to that. So just really cool. So
really
yes, I
cool.
do retreats. No, I don't do retreats.
Yeah.
What about the CCV ones? Like, is that your thing? Or is that like
Yeah,
a Rob?
so-
Like,
That's masterminding, right? And it's like 80% Rob, 20% Liss. What differentiates a mastermind from a retreat in my mind is, are we all sleeping in the same house? So like retreat, we are in a way cozier cocoon together, for lack of a better word, where like somebody might have that conversation from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the kitchen table that would have never happened at an event with an end time. There's power in the linger. Again, going back to life is precious. It's to be savored. It's to be slow. I can't feel this feeling fast. What did you say earlier? That was so profound. I'm paraphrasing, but like, it's that, right? Whereas like a business mastermind is, I'm coming for answers. I'm coming for strategy. I'm coming to get called out. Again, what experience do you want to have? I want to see the warehouse. I want to talk to Rob. I want to shake his hand. I want to thank him. It's both are valuable, but it's just two completely different gears. One being very masculine, what are we doing in the world? And the other one being very feminine of like, you're going to feel some stuff.
I think I'm feminine, dude.
Yeah. What's beautiful is like,
feelers.
I kind of sneak away, and maybe I shouldn't say this on a podcast, but whatever. Rob knows, so it's fine. There'll be like 5 or 6 people that I grab now at each event where I'm like, hey guys, so the event's ending, but tomorrow night at my house at like 6 o'clock, if you want to come over and like do like part B to that thing you said earlier, I have so much more to say. And that's like, I corner people a little bit, but
That's
like,
cool.
I would have cornered you guys as my first one and I was staying at the farmhouse, right? But it's like, when you have that vibe with people where you can kind of do that, you're like, yeah. So they all say yes, right? And they're like, okay, yeah. And it's almost like a secret treehouse meeting energy when you get there. Everybody comes with like their journal and their laptop.
Got the
and
Breakfast
like,
Club.
I did it with Mike and Chancellor, your parallels, and my buddy Chase and Luke Krubeck, the last one. Like, guys, we got to go woo-woo tonight. I got some things to say. And I sat there with each of them, looked them in the eye, told them the gifts that I saw within them, called them out on, why aren't you using this in this way? I think you could go deeper here, these types of things. They're all tiered up. And there's something called the brand archetypes. There's like 12 or 14 of them. But I was like, because I was like really studying that this summer. I was like, you're a alchemist and a mystic. And I need you to lean into that in this way. You start talking to people in a way where you witnessed them all day at the mastermind. I'm watching how you stand. I'm watching the questions you ask. I'm watching how you receive an answer. And I'm like, oh, the counterpart to the medicine that you received earlier from Rob is this. And I'm plugging it in. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. I would never have an event and not do that. It's such a missed opportunity when somebody's already there. They're already open. They want to have the conversation. It's like, ascend it, boys. You know? And so I had 4 grown men crying at a kitchen table. And I was like, this is awesome. And all of them I called, I'm not like tooting my horn, I'm tooting theirs. It's like, called them 30 and 60 days later. Hey, I didn't say how much more money are you making. I said, what's happened since the event? I made an extra 12% in our revenue for the year in 30 days. I made an extra 30% in 90 days. That was a catalyst for us to offer this. It's like it just the nail in all the way after the masculine conversation. And it's like, I don't think we would ever put that on paper and say that that's part of the event. Because I can also only hold so many people, right? 5, 6 people in a day. It's enough of that after a 14-hour event day most times. But I don't sleep those weekends, barely. I sleep like 6, 7 hours. I'm so energized because I'm doing the thing I love the most. I'm sitting at a conversation, looking at your soul, asking you to show up for life more fully. It's landing, you're crying. And I'm like, I'm not tired. We can go till 1 a.m. Like, it's the best. And those are the things that make the ego death I was talking about easy. So I'm like, but we get to do this. And Luke probably never would sign up for a maximum potency retreat because he's a 7-figure business owner that doesn't need it on paper, right? And it's like, he wouldn't have come to Montana for that, but he was already there. It's kind of just catching people on the way out the door. And like, hey, by the way, meaningful. Just wanted to say that. Cool. See, you almost snipe him a little bit. Like, I did this to a guy who was there for Matt Vincent hosted an event in our space. He wasn't even our client. I didn't know him. I walk up and I'm like, hey, you're at the threshold, that little threshold story I told earlier. It's like, there's energy all up and down your body telling me this. I don't know what your story is. I don't even know your name. I want you to know that. He goes, well, thanks for opening my spiritual mail for me. And he said, it's not weird. My dad's a pastor, so that actually lands. And I was like,
That's awesome.
sick. But just like, I even started doing it to strangers, and it's getting more and more fun. Like, I don't always get it right. Like 2% of the time I miss, and they're like, that doesn't resonate at all. And I'm like,
You're like, you're
so
a witch and I'm out of here.
Oh,
Command Z.
step aside.
I literally would just be like, oh, well then Command Z that, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll just walk away.
Lindsay.
Human error.
That is awesome. That's a cool little tweak, though. I mean, yeah, I think you're like providing this different experience, right, for people, like you said, that never would have felt that.
Yeah.
And this is funny because when you were asking what could we change about CCV,
Yeah.
I was like, connection.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to tell you. It's like, and I don't feel like CCV needed to change, and maybe that's not even the right place, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think it was one of those things, like for me, what it lacked, and that's why I said maybe I'm more feminine, you know, like this connective piece of it's not just business, you know, like there's more.
Yep.
There's more, and whatever that is, I feel it.
When people are building businesses that they want to grow, sell, and scale, they need Rob. When people are building a legacy brand where it's their soul on the line, they need a dose of Lyssa and a dose of Rob. So I'm pulling the soul people that I'm like, oh, we could go deep. I'm not having that conversation with everybody because not everybody wants that conversation. Some people are like, I own car washes and trailer parks so that I can pay my bills and go do ultra marathons. Cool. If I met you at an ultra marathon and had this conversation, it would probably land. But right now you're here for business strategy. Totally respect it, right? Don't push people into the deep end when they're just hanging out in the shallow end. Not calling them shallow, but you don't shock someone into this type of experience. You let them lean into it and you say, I saw something in you earlier. It has to be personalized. Do you want to go deeper on that challenge by choice? Like consensual advice giving again. And like I practice consensual sales too, which is really weird. And if Rob heard me say that, he'd probably be like, I'm going to barf in my mouth. Stop saying that.
Consensual
Just tell them they
sales.
need it, right? But it's like, no. When you can see somebody for 5 minutes even and be like, sounds like this. This is where we could help you. Do you even want to hear about that? And you like pause, like they might not even want to hear about the offer. But like, yeah, please tell me. And then you have a captive audience that's listening and you can go through features, benefits, whatever relevant to them. This is my favorite thing. This is the only manipulative thing that I do on sales calls. I'll give it to you guys right here. By this point, there's so much trust built. If somebody says no, and I know that it's a no from a place of fear, not a no from, hey, this isn't a good fit, because I would be able to see that by this point in the call, right? I've asked you where you're at, where you want to go. We've talked about why Rob can help you get there. It's an ethical sale. It needs to happen, and they're scared. They're like, and they wiggle out of it. I sit back in my chair. And I go, I'm sorry. You're gonna say no? And I just do the pregnant pause where you don't say anything after that.
It's awkward.
It's awesome, dude. It's so good. It's so good. Like, they're like, well, I mean, I'm like, people just don't usually say no when they're in your position. So like, if you want to say no, and then I'll give them that out. But I'm like, I think you actually want to say yes, but this is coming up. And I'll start having more of one of those like Luke and Chasing Mike and Chancellor conversations on the sales call. And dude, it doesn't always work because sometimes something comes out where they're like, no, I feel no because of this. And I'm like, fair. Let's get off the call. Deal? We'll be here. And it's just that staying power of we'll be here when you're ready. But oftentimes it's like ripe avocados, right? Not everybody's a ripe avocado and you can't make a ripe avocado ripe. But like, I'm like, I know you're a ripe avocado. Just admit it, dude. And they're like, okay, I am. Let's do it. I'm just scared. And it's so cool. And
That's
those
awesome.
people are the people that call like 30 days later. Hey, Liz, can we have like a 15-minute chat about business? Like, yeah, what do you need? Shoot me a voice note. It's always my first line of defense because I protect my time. It's not really a voice note thing. And they go on this rant. I'm like, yeah, let's do a 20-minute call. And they get on the call, and they ask me one question, and then they start saying thank you. And I'm like, yes. Like, that's where the fulfillment's coming from on the back end. So I agree that it needs personalization and customization if it's going to be a fully well-rounded offer, or there needs to be a side door into that, right? It's like, hey, if you want this, because what you can't do is bait and switch and say like, we're going to teach you to be clear, calculated, and vicious, and feel your feelings. It's like, no, I didn't sign up for that, right?
Time out.
Again, like, they can't get pushed into the deep end of the pool. It has to be challenged by choice. But like, I just know it when I see it. And it's like, I want people, selfishly, I want people to be like, I came for Rob, but I stayed for Lyssa. You know, it's like, that's the experience I want to give our clients. It's just icing on a cake that they didn't even ask for.
That's cool.
And that keeps me really motivated.
I love it. I think you're right. And then I also like have that thought too. It's like when you're connecting so deeply with people, like you're now forming a relationship. And you can't just form that deep of a relationship with everybody that wants to meet you.
No, it would be abuse to yourself.
Yeah. And there's some weirdos.
Yeah.
That's
You
why you
know,
gotta
like-
like read the room of like, who do I want in my house?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, totally. And like, usually it'll be like, we're going to go grab food here. Also, we're going to go to my house after. Or, like,
Yeah.
also, we're going to get takeout and meet up here. But like Luke, I had met him 3 times at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Chase is one of my good friends that I said, you need to come to this event. And he was like, okay, buy ticket. Right. So 2 of them I know. Mike and Chancellor I had just met, but they were friends of Luke.
So it's like,
And
good,
so they're already
reputable-
socially validated of I'm not bringing a total weirdo into my home when they know my address. And
Yeah, I
I'm a
hear you.
single girl that lives alone, right? Like there's some awareness there. But yeah, like they're pre-screened. I also just watched them for 12 to 15 hours at an event. If they were going to be weird, they probably would have been weird by now.
I feel you.
Hey girl, you should really come take a ride in my Porsche. It was the weirdest thing anyone's ever said to me. Not at a Rob event, just at an event in general. Where I was like, no, I shouldn't. You are 55. Like
Hard no.
my no dar is very high. They're just like, nope, just no.
You're no dar.
Yeah.
I have a gay dar.
I don't.
That's why it's all homo.
Yeah, all homo, baby. Freak.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't accept it. I just think I got one.
There we go.
There we go.
Dude, yeah, it was funny. Like, I mean, a funny memory, right? Like, I think about Rob's CCV event was the first event I've ever been to, first group I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
And it was because I was like doing this branding thing, right? I think that's probably why I started seeing ads.
Got it.
Um,
Oh yeah, you told me you saw an ad and you ended up there. It's so wild.
yeah, dude. And like, well, I was like, I've seen that guy before. And like, I'm doing some
That's
stuff
the
like this.
dude.
Yeah, that's the guy.
The dude abides.
That's the big dude. But dude, yeah, when we were there, it was super good. Like it was fun. I'd like to tell you even how some of this changed my life, but first I want to tell you a funny story.
Please do.
One of the funny guests.
I already know about this.
Oh my goodness. We're sitting in a circle. It's like I think it's not the last day, but the night before the last day, whatever. And we're all sitting in a circle. There's like, it's me, Rob, Tyler, Cody, Alfred. Is it Alfred?
Yeah.
That's actually a snowmobiler's name too. Weird.
Twinsy.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, he's really good.
I got a funny Cody story when you're done. No, I'm just kidding. Go.
Dude, he's got some good ones. I'm sure. Like that guy, I follow his Instagram too. I'm like, brother, I like you.
Cody and I have been friends since
Oh, homo.
2018.
Freaking,
Yes.
he's
Yes.
cool.
But yeah, so we're sitting there, and the reason I said like, oh, you can't just form all these close relationships with these people. Like this guy kind of like starts at the back of the circle and like somehow just starts sneaking in front of, like at one point he is standing directly in front of me between me and Rob.
I
Rob's
know
talking.
exactly who you're talking about. Keep
Yeah,
going.
and dude, I'm like looking at time. What is going on
Yep.
right now,
Devin
dude?
kept giving me this look, and I'm like, I know.
I'm like, dude, this
know
is,
it.
and I just like stood there, and I was uncomfortable. But I'm like, I want to see if this dude feels anything uncomfortable. I'm just gonna stand right here and just see what happens, dude. And he just got closer to Rob. I was like,
Oh,
I feel bad
boy.
for you, brother. Not the guy, but Rob. I'm like, man, that's got to be a weird dynamic. Weird.
So I pulled Rob aside and I said, hey, so Chelsea and I are almost like, Chelsea, Drew, and I are all Rob's gatekeepers, right? Do you want to be talking to this person this long? Do you need me to need you? Hey, really quick, I need you over here, right? One of those, like, how are you doing? And I pulled him aside after observing that dynamic for the individual you're describing for context. Follows him around events and is a starer for all intents and purposes. He stares, right? I think he thinks he's being attentive, but it comes off very intense. And I just said, like, what's your connection with this guy? And are you good? He was like, dude, he's been to like 4 events. He's a sweet dude. Totally fine. I was like, cool. Awesome. Rob's fine.
That is funny, dude.
He's
He's
also
good.
like tall. Rob is tall. So I
Yeah.
don't think it affects like someone. I'm 5'2". Somebody was like that close to me and in my face. I think there's like, Rob's at a different altitude. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, he's like got his own world up there. I'm like, what's the altitude? What's the altitude where you are? Somewhat
Yeah.
different.
I think in my brain I was wondering because like
Yeah.
he was actually really nice. Like
Yeah.
he had
He's
like
a sweet kid.
dude. Yeah, he brought
Yeah.
like gifts and I was just like in my mind at that moment. I'm smiling at Tyler. I'm like,
What?
what is happening in this man's brain?
So interesting.
Like what? I'm gonna sneak and then I'm gonna be in front of this person. And I was just like,
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was trying to cut anyone off in the conversation. He was just like, magnet. Like,
I'm really present.
yeah, like, hello. You know? I'm like, man, that's I mean, I don't know any of these people. So I'm just kind of laughing like, man, this is
Partially
weird.
respect though. Like I think about him being in any other room with like Hermosi or Keaton, and I'm like, you're always where the action is. I admire that. Like I have too much awareness where I'm like, well, I don't want to overwhelm the person, so I'm gonna stay over here. And it's like,
I'm
nah,
going
dude,
right
you came
in
to
the
this event and
middle.
you got what you came for,
I'm
and it's
going
so
right
cool,
in the
man.
middle of it.
That's true, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just go
I
get it.
respect it.
Yeah. Because I'm not that way. I'm the same where I'm
Like a little bit more peripheral.
yeah, I would like things to be organic and real.
Yep.
You know, and not that that's less real, but it doesn't feel
Different.
real to me. You know, I'm like, if I were to do that, I feel like it's just disingenuous, and I'm like trying to brown nose or whatever that is, like I would be trying to get something from someone. Or I'm like, no, I'm just here for connection. You know, like the female side of me.
Yeah.
But
Feminine.
yeah, the feminine. Yes, like that's me. And
I think that you just have had so much masculine that you're just raising the feminine and becoming more aware of it now. Like you've checked that masculine box so hard your whole life, probably. Just wanted to throw that in there. Did not mean to interrupt you.
my nipples hurt though. Like,
Big goosebumps.
these are my goosebumps.
The water's turning the frogs gay.
That's the extra test.
Freak, dude. But to tell you the cool story of what changed my life about CCV, do you want to get? What did you say?
It's the extra test.
Oh,
We
dude,
just
I need more.
pinballed so hard off the side of that story. Go, bing, bing, bing.
Oh no, it's cool. Like what I'm doing now started at CCV for me, which is wild. I spoke to you a little bit about this, and I think even in the known, but for people here in context, I joined CCV within the month. Rob had launched some branding playbook, blah blah blah. I'm not blah 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 in disrespect, but like
Et cetera, et cetera.
yeah, yeah. So it's like it said fill this stuff out. And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna start filling stuff out. This year I had started journaling as well, so I'm like, oh, I know how to write stuff, So I just started writing, and I wrote. And in one portion of this branding playbook, it talked about dreams, and I didn't know what my dreams were. I just knew what I wanted them to look like, what to feel like, and all these things, and like, tap into something that I've never been a part of. I thought, and so I just started writing, and with no like, this is it, but this is the feeling, and that happened in October. I wrote it all in October, and then in December I launched my first fundraiser, and everything I had wrote in that branding playbook happened in my fundraiser. I was like, sick. Yeah, dude. I'm like, whoa. I still don't know where it's leading me. I'm still just figuring it out. But it was just cool that like that's a full like even this is a full circle moment where I met you there, and I've tried all these other things too that I've just taken pieces of everywhere I've been, just kind of like brought it back into like, what am I doing? But I'm building something, and it's just been cool, and that's where it all started.
Those events are so often a catalyst for people to I don't know what, right? And a lot of times the quitting your job, going back to your unemployed and successful moment is like, I don't know what it is, but that ain't it, chief. And you just figure it out through this iterative process. And it's like, that's exactly what you're doing.
It's fun. I left the whole. There's even more to the story, right? So that's when you introduced me to Chase, and I bought his coaching programming or whatever it was. What I don't know what it's called, but
There's several different tiers, but you
Yes.
started working with Chase. Yep.
Yeah, I started working with Chase, and it was just perfect, man. Like that was another one of those things. I think I just needed to be there in that moment, but I didn't need to be there forever. I'm like, I got what I needed, and not in a rude way. Like I paid for it, But it's like, oh, I got this. And at that point, like he was just, I think, someone to hear me that wasn't involved in my life,
Yep.
that could point things out and just say it how it was, and it was nice. It gave me a different perspective of, like, this is maybe what you're feeling, and I wasn't have to like unload that on my wife, and take that out, like let my friends. Ultimately, it's me that has to fix the problem if there's a problem, right? Like I knew I needed to quit my freaking job. I knew it, and I was just fighting it until one day. I remember specifically, I was about to meet with Chase, Thomas, my current boss, right? Like, and it has nothing to do with any, like, this isn't a Thomas thing, but this is a me thing. Knowing I needed to leave, and I wasn't, he called me up to his office, and he was like, I need you to go do this. And it was just a normal, basic thing. And I remember I like physically got sick. I went down into my office and I started dry heaving in my garbage can. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. This is weird. This is so weird. And I went home and told my wife. I was like, this is it.
Until it becomes unignorable.
Yep, that's how it was. And it's like, boom. But it's just, yeah, crazy little steps. Boom. Chase step. Boom. Podcast step. Who knows what the hell the next step is.
Out here winging it.
It's just fun, man. Like, life is cool.
On the edge of my seat just now. It's like my favorite question when people find themselves in those moments is like, all of a sudden, what if I don't becomes the most important question. There's like a magnetism to something that you don't even know what it is. It's like, what if I don't leave this job? What if I never try this thing? What if I stay in my hometown forever? What if or insert thing here that you want to change, right?
Yeah.
When you can just lean into the what if I don't and let that be enough, which is what you did when you're like, I'm puking in a trash can at work. Gotta go.
Because I got told to work.
Right? Right. I got told to do my job. That
Yeah.
up until this point was completely fine. So interesting how it's like labor. We're good now. Right. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's so interesting, man. Like my cue like that to quit my original corporate job was I was crying on the way to work every day and I'm not really a sad girl. So I'm like, what's going on? This is now a chronic sadness that's looming over my head where it's like, what's your plan, Lyssa? I anticipate being asked that. I don't know, Karen, but it's not this, right? It was enough for me to just be like, well, I'm going to save 3 months rent and leave. Because as soon as I started to set that goal and do something about it, things happen. Offices happen.
Yeah.
This like, it's like, you're on the path. You're on the path.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need to know is I'm on the path and I don't need to know. And like, that's where goals become really weird. Sometimes you know the next 3 things and sometimes you don't. You shoot blind. Like, I don't know, but I feel like there's something over there. I'm just going to follow my curiosity
I'm
here.
gonna find this. The goals thing is a weird one too, because I've thought a lot about that. And a lot of the goals I've written down was like, they're not even in my window at all anymore. I'm like, what the hell was I even shooting for? Because I went, pew! Like, that's a fire seeds thing. Pew! But it's like, man, I'm just following my heart. I think like probably you are, you know, it's like, you didn't know that you'd be here, but it led to some pretty cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, like same thing with this. Who knows where this leads, but it's fun.
It's
I'm having
treasure hunt.
fun.
It's a treasure hunt.
But yeah, I've almost like allowed myself to just like let go of goals almost and just have like this year, I set an intent, right? Like to look for the good in everything. I think that's something I was really, really good at for a long, like part of my life. And then I got in this accident in 2020 and it just sent me for a loop, dude. And it's been the coolest part of my life, like the most transforming and learning and growing and evolving part of my life. But it's also given me this different thought process of, man, I just don't, I stopped always being positive, I guess. And not that I was like, I think there's like positive toxicity where it's like, you're so positive, like this isn't even fucking real, dude. You know, like
Yes.
there's still this real component, but yeah. So I set more of a, you know, like look for the good in everything and I'm gonna try it out this year, see what happens. Because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Just know I want to help some families and whatever that looks like, sweet.
Boom.
And that is walking with God in my terms and maybe walking with the universe in someone else's. It's like, where are we going? I don't know. When we get there? I don't know. We gonna get food? I hope so. I'm hungry.
I'm pretty
And it's
hungry,
like,
dog.
that's it. Like, that's all you're going off of is like, I think Bon Jovi, right? Living on a prayer. It's like, it's just that. Running down a dream. Same guy, right? It's like, what? Like, Tom Petty, Bon Jovi, are you this deep? Like, maybe you are, because maybe you're an artist of life too, an artist of experience. And it's like, cool, I'm going to ride that coattail, man. Like, Matthew McConaughey is another one where you're like, you fucking get it. Like, ooh, L-I-V-I-N.
Let's get a hat, dude.
Thanks for having us, bro.
Thanks for having us on our own podcast.
No,
What I feel like we got to leave with one Lyssa inspiration.
Right, I just want to tell Lad that we're rapping here. We're on airplane mode. He's probably like,
help
Could
me.
have let him in.
one Lyssa inspiration? What do you mean?
I don't know.
There was enough.
Got to wrap it all up, put it in a bow. You're good at that.
Tying bows. Bows and hoes? What?
Bows and hoes.
I can leave on that note. Let's go.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a little out of brain juice. Like glucose and brain juice are both running out in this moment. But
Yeah, we're out.
No, let's see. I think
Hit us with your
we,
mottos.
We hit like God's not done with you yet. We hit rip on life pretty damn hard. We hit I didn't say it in a sentence. So here you go. Use all of your gifts to serve at the highest level of which you are capable. Always be expanding that capacity. And you will always be provided for. Words to live by.
Hammer down. Done.
That's what I'm putting at the
Mic
end
drop.
for the social media.
I love it.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Stay back.
I love you, bye.